Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Inside Edge Primetime. No Chad B. I'm Eli Moon, but we are back in the saddle here on the saddle adjacent for Inside Edge Primetime. Happy Monday, everybody. If you couldn't tell, it has been a long weekend for one Eli Moon, and a blessed weekend at that. Thank you for tuning in. As I mentioned, I am Eli Moon. Typically to my right, your right, everybody's right is Chad Bryan, but he is on a much-deserved vacation this week. He will be back next week, so you will see me doing solo shifts here for the next, Monday through Friday. That's 5 days, so we'll be doing that. And then, of course, I'll be filling in for an extra day on the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm. That's at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock. And, of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight. Got a lot to talk about. Thank you for being here, whether it's your first time or you've been here before. Welcome back. Like, subscribe, follow to Inside Edge Net on all the socials, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Smash that notification bell. Know when we're going live at Inside Edge Net. And, of course, check out the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities all across the board, from Chad to Double A to Papa Moon to Kyle, Autumn, everybody who does a great job. Read about them. And, of course, check out our partners page. Cannot do without them. Fanatics.com, ElliRoseFragrances.com, W Energy, Mosser Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, and Omega Video Marketing. Couldn't do it without them and couldn't do it without you at home. So go to the merchandise store, grab a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker. Tuck it away for the fall. You know, it's coming around the corner, but not there yet. We're still in the summer. Don't worry, folks. But grab something nice. Rep Cleveland's Digital Leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And, of course, go download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. We're with you everywhere you want to take us, whether it's your baseball game or to the bar or traveling to the disco bar. We want a disco. But wherever, take us with you. Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Okay. Now that I have all that taken care of, I want to go over how the weekend was. If you tuned in on Saturday, you noticed that the Inside Edge Network was at Brothers Lounge. And pretty cool, if I do say so myself, because it was for Moon Bash. It was my second annual Moon Bash. And look, I guess I haven't processed it all yet, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. I've not processed how the entire weekend went. Let me just kind of, for anybody that isn't familiar with Moon Bash is my second annual birthday bash. I really want to bring the community together, put an event on where great vibes are being shared and great music is all around and great food, great drinks, just somewhere where people can have a good time and enjoy themselves. And this is our second year doing it. Last year we had the front stage from 12 to 12, the concert hall from 8 to 12. This year we ran 4 stages, 12 to 12, both stages, concert hall, front stage. And then both patios, we ran from 1 to about 9 o'clock, roughly on both stages. A little bit after 9 o'clock on the back patio. Had 45 artists. We were looking for 58. Had some things happen. It had to kind of maneuver throughout the day, but we were able to do so. And we had 45 artists perform. Just an incredible, incredible day. I'll tell you, folks, I don't know how I would have got through the weekend. There was things that I had coffee, of course. I had some Dr. Pepper. I had some W Energy. Inside Edge 10, of course, you get 10% off your order with some W Energy. But, I mean, incredible, incredible stuff just this entire weekend. From seeing all the artists performing, doing their thing, from the Inside Edge Network, us. I was on air for maybe approximately 20 minutes of the entire 7-hour broadcast. But just being able to go watch it back, right? I went back and watched it and seeing some of the interviews that you guys got to see if you watched Saturday, and getting these artists getting to have a conversation with Double A and Kyle and Chad. I mean, it's very cool. Papa Moon. And again, when the guys got done, they got to kind of roam around, see some of these stages. And I think the big thing for me, somebody who put the event on, right? just the gratitude that I have 45 artists, people that just came out to support and see the vision. Of course, everybody here on the network that believed in when I said, hey, let's go out, you guys come out, let's rock out at Moonbash, let's do this. I think there's a great way to merge not only the Inside Edge Network with LaHaley, my music collective, but with the music community and community in general. And that's what we're about. Our 4 pillars: sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and that really shapes into community. So I think it was such a cool thing to be able to see all the bros networking, having conversations, just enjoying themselves. And man, I'm very, very gracious. Thank you again, the Brothers Lounge, Billy, of course, the owner who you saw here on Saturday interviewing with AA and Papa Moon. And so thank you to Billy, thank you to everybody on the staff that just absolutely crushed it. Shout out to Chef Wynn, holding it down. Everybody had a lot of great things to say about the food. And again, of course, thank you to everybody that stepped on stage and did their thing. It was a day where I checked my step counter earlier in the week just to see, okay, where am I typically at when it comes to like a show day as opposed to a normal day? It's not great, folks. I'll be honest, not great. In fact, the week of my album release show for Golden Child, which is out everywhere, you can check that out, just with the link in my bio at the man they call Moon, of course. But when I had this week coming up, that album release show in February, I had a day where I had 147 steps. 147. That's not great. I've seen some of my bros and, of course, people I'm close to, they've showed me like what their step counter is. Like you can track it on your phone, and that's how I have it. And they're like, oh, 3,000 on a normal day, 4,000. I had 147 steps. Well, not, the day of Moonbash. Moonbash before midnight, I had over 15,000 steps. I almost walked 6 miles, 5.9 miles. And I didn't leave Brothers Lounge. I was looping around, getting to see so many familiar faces, new faces, seeing people having 20, 30-minute conversations. We have, of course, our intern, Evander, who I want to shout out. He did a tremendous job grabbing a lot of content from obviously photos, video. And he also just immersed himself in community immediately, immersed himself in conversation. I didn't really have to worry about him finding his way to have a conversation or anybody for that matter, but just very cool to see him, his first, assignment or, a show, right? And it being a remote and for him being able to rock out. That's very, very cool. So, yeah, very gracious, of course, for everybody stepping out. Yeah, I had a great time. I'll be honest, folks. AA told me, we were in the car yesterday, obviously, main event broadcasted live from Brothers Lounge because we had day 2 DJ night, DJ Christos from 95.9 FM. He was rocking out. We had a bunch of other great DJs, DJ D-Lo. Of course, we had DJ Black Unicorn. We had Coach T, DJ Jack the Ripper. Just a lot of fun, And we were driving on the way home. AA was taking me back to the casa, and I just reflecting on the weekend, right? Reflecting on the weekend, and just first off being like, wow, man, I need to get some sleep. And he's like, maybe we find, either Kyle or, I'll take care of Primetime. And I said, no, man, no, Chad's on vacation. Let me take care of it. Let me take care of Monday. We'll see how I feel after Monday. But I wanted to get on here today and just say thank you to anybody who's out here tuning in right now that came out to Moonbash, that rocked out with the community, whether you tuned in or you were there in person. Just very cool to see this community continue to grow. Whether you're in Cleveland and you were there, again, physically, or you were right here watching and you're in a different state, a different country. I think these are the steps we have to take to build community, create dialogue. There's a lot of great dialogue with some of these interviews. King Grim on here, narrator. Of course, we had Big Tweak. Just a lot of great conversation. Just AKA and company. They were a ton of fun. I'll tell you, that was one of the highlights, I think, of Moonbash Day 1. Was AKA and company, a 7-piece band getting up there and rocking out, doing their thing, and they tore it up. And I walked in there for a moment. Like, again, folks, so the way Brothers Lounge set up, I walk through the front stage. I'm in here, I'm situated. I walk to the patio. I loop around, check on the back patio, come back through to the concert hall, and they're tearing it up. Everybody is just jamming. I didn't have to worry about a thing. And it was so, so cool. So great. Artists that I didn't have on the bill last year that I was able to get on the bill this year. Artists that, weren't able to make the card but still were able to show up and have conversation. I think that's the key word I have from the weekend is conversation, community, those are things that stand out to me. And I think overall that helps us get closer as a community. We talk all the time about why not Cleveland? We have a lot of great things going on here. And why can't our music scene be even more of a thriving point? And I think we're getting there with more camaraderie and collaboration and finding ways to help each other and put everybody in position. And I think that Moonbash, if I do say so myself, I think it did a great job of doing that both nights. Of course, you kind of have this hair on fire moment, right? That's what I was joking about all weekend long. Everybody's like, Eli, are you okay? You've been running around a lot. And I was like, well, if you see the smoke coming from my hair, then that's what's going on. But if not, then I guess I'm doing a good job. But no, it was awesome to be able to stay in the moment, hear all the different sounds, check in, make sure everybody's good, and you learn some things, right? We already are in works of confirming the date, but I think we already know. We're looking for that date. The cool thing here, let me pull the curtain behind here, pull back the curtain, I should say, folks. I'm running on low sleep, but pulling back the curtain here, we're looking at the calendar for next year for Moonbash. We're going to run it back 3rd annual next year, and it works out where my birthday's on a Friday, so we can actually do it the day after my birthday. Pretty cool. So we're going to lock that in, get that confirmed with Brothers Lounge. Very, very excited to run it back, the 3rd annual Moonbash. And I'd encourage anybody, that's out there that saw some of the festivities either from this side of things or was there in person or maybe obviously a mixture of both. I'd encourage you, if you have this big idea, don't let anybody talk you out of it. It doesn't matter if you're in, this type of thing, broadcasting. It doesn't matter if you're in the entertainment, arts, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. If you have a big invention, do not let anybody talk you out of a big idea. When I thought of Moonbash back in 2025, the 1st annual Moonbash, I thought at the end of 2024, beginning of really that November, December of 2024, I was like, what happens if I were to put on an event where we featured artists, gave them 30-minute slots, gave them a chance to showcase their catalogs and be in position to where they can grow a new audience and just feel community together, people rocking out, meeting new people. And then we, of course, did Moonbash, had about 26 to 28 artists. This past weekend, I keep saying this past year because I'm already in the zone for 2027, but this past weekend we had 45 artists on stage. So absolutely incredible. Blessed beyond belief here. And again, we just keep moving forward. We have some exciting things to announce when it comes to InsideEdge Network, when it comes to community events, more shows coming up. So you'll be seeing obviously a mixture of the two here. So very, very excited. What another thing that was pretty cool was about Moonbash was getting to see Papa Moon and Double A. Again, we talked a little bit about the network, but getting to see those two on air. I mean, Papa Moon, I gotta give my dad his flowers. Everybody had a lot of nice things to say, about me, about the network over the weekend. And the one thing that stood out to me was how everybody, of course, Kyle, Chad, Double A, who was on air with Papa Moon, but other people as well that were just walking by at Brothers Lounge saying, man, look at Papa Moon, like doing his thing. And it makes me happy. I got to be honest here, just as his son, somebody that he didn't have any broadcasting background, didn't go to school for this or anything like that. And the way he's just dove in head first to basically learning on the fly, taking any criticism from me. I know I'm a pain in the ass at times. So taking the criticism from me, being able to adapt to it, wanting to get better, it's such a testament to that. You're never too old, and Papa Moon's still in his prime, so let me be very clear. But you're never too old to learn, some new crafts, some new traits, and be great at something else. My dad's been great. Papa Moon has been great as a community figure, somebody that a lot of people look up to, and call on, but now he's bringing that with Real Talk with Papa Moon. And of course, he had a ton of fun with Double A, Kyle, Chad, and of course, everybody. I mean, he is everybody's favorite Moon, Papa Moon, man. It was just awesome. I appreciate everybody. That was Moonbash. We will run it back again next year, end of July, at Brothers Lounge. Stay tuned for all the details. We'll have it here probably in the next few months, 3 to 4 months, 5 months. We'll start unveiling some details, but start moving towards that. Of course, have some exciting stuff as well. Halloween night at Brothers Lounge. Some more details on that to come. A lot of great stuff here, folks, and I appreciate you tuning in. Of course, this is the Inside Edge Network. This is Inside Edge Primetime. If you're wondering where Chad Bryan's at, well, he is taking a well-deserved vacation. I'm Eli Moon. I'm running on about 10 hours of sleep over the weekend, and I think we're doing all right for ourselves. We'll come back. We'll talk about LeBron James, because I got some things to say about LeBron James. Got some thoughts on the Sixers situation. I've heard everything from this is going to be an absolute failure to this is going to be the best thing, and you should already mark them down as their champions. Of the NBA championship, the odds, they should be number one. They should be the odds-on favorite. I've heard everything. But I want to express how this may work for Philly in terms of, and I touched on it the other, when LeBron announced he signed with Philadelphia, I touched on how this could work. I'm going to revisit that, but I'm also going to revisit how maybe the Cavaliers should start looking at, and I hate saying it, please hear me out. Maybe they start looking at a different timeline, not the Donovan Mitchell timeline, the 1 to 2 year timeline, but maybe the guy they've been resistant on moving and really locking in with. And that's Evan Mobley. We'll talk about that, of course, here on Inside Edge Primetime. I'm Eli Moon. I'm rocking solo this week, but don't worry. We got a lot more for you here on the Inside Edge Network. We're back right after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Typically, I'd have my bro, Chad Bryan, to my right, your right, everybody's right. He is on a well-deserved vacation. He'll be back next week here with us. He's rocking out at Moon Bash. We talked about that in the opening segment. And the guys talked a lot about LeBron James. I'm Eli Moon. I'm back here with you. Make sure, of course, if you've been here before and you forgot, it's okay. But if it's your first time, of course, you're going to want to make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Smash that notification bell. Know when we're going live at Inside Edge Net. Of course, check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities. Check out our partners page. Could not do without them. Fanatics.com. AlleyRoseFragrances.com. W Energy. Monster Moments. SportsMemorabilia.com. And Omega Video Marketing. And, yes, you at home. Go grab something nice at the merchandise store at InsideEdgeNetwork.com's merchandise store. You can go check out a windbreaker, a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, all the great stuff. Rep Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you want to go. Take us on the road and wherever. High and low, near and far, take the Inside Edge Network app with you on Roku. All right. Look, a lot of people have had opinions on LeBron James. I've had some opinions on LeBron James. Obviously, since he signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, that broke last Friday. Per Shams Charania, per Rich Paul. I mean, kind of follow the channels there. And LeBron joining a team that already featured Tyrese Maxey, one of the young, bright stars, really, point guards, in any position. Tyrese Maxey is a blooming star. I think he's one of these guys that really could be a dark horse for the face of the NBA sooner than later. I know that sounds crazy, folks, but I'm extremely high on Tyrese Maxey. At 28.3 points per game last year, I mean, almost averaging a double-double. A very, very strong player in terms of when it comes to shaping how Philadelphia's offense should look like. Of course, you have Jaylen Brown, they just acquired from Boston, and what it feels like the steal of the century, right? Paul George going over there. You, of course, move a few other assets as well as some draft picks. But Jaylen Brown going to Philly, to join Joel Embiid, who he was just talking about on Twitch. And it seems like Jaylen Brown has that in common with a few of his teammates, mentioning the flopping with Joel Embiid. And then, of course, LeBron James now in Philadelphia. And Jaylen Brown, of course, had those choice words about Bronny James. But all that to be said, Philadelphia, and you also have to factor in VJ Edgecombe, who finished as a top 3 finalist for Rookie of the Year last year. Ultimately, Cooper Flag got the award, but Edgecombe had a fantastic rookie season. This is the starting 5, guys. I mean, this is something that really could be a problem if used correctly. And I've heard everybody saying, well, LeBron's got to go there and, be this or be that, or what does this mean for his legacy? Here's the only way this works out. The only way this works out is if Philadelphia at least gets to the finals. They don't necessarily have to win it. And I know the ultimate, mark on a legacy is a championship. LeBron would win, if he were to win one more, would have 5, tying other notables, having the same amount of rings as Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan. But this expectation that LeBron James, despite having a nice run there in Los Angeles in the playoffs last year, that first-round victory over Houston, where he absolutely rocked it. Going vintage for a moment there. You're not going to see 25 to 28 points per game from LeBron James anymore. It's just not happening. But what this is more so about for Philadelphia is somebody that can still draw attention to himself at 40-something years old, right? His early 40s. And he's still drawing attention. I mentioned last week when the news broke that LeBron's going to have his highest assists per game totals this upcoming season. If this works, if this is going to work for Philadelphia, if they are expecting to get out of the Eastern Conference, get to an NBA Finals, they have to have LeBron be essentially the facilitator for most of it. Having him, in a way, run the offense and letting Tyrese Maxey settle into this get a bucket role. Yes, you're going to still want to see Maxey pass the ball, and the ball movement is going to be very key with these 4 on the floor. I think, of course, you're going to have to get Jaylen Brown his touches. Tyrese Maxey's going to have to get his. I think he has to be the guy. Joel Embiid's going to need his touches, and, of course, VJ Edgecombe, I think he will be the guy that doesn't get as many touches as you expected before these big moves, right? I mean, he was 3rd in the pecking order. Now he's 5th in the pecking order in terms of the starting lineup. And offense who's going to run. Who are we going to run the offense to, right, for Philadelphia? Excuse me, folks. Still running on a little low sleep, so words are a little hard at times. But no, I think this is going to be where LeBron's veteran leadership and championship pedigree, that's what Philadelphia is leaning on. Somebody that can still draw attention, pass the ball off, create, passing lanes, and can still get a bucket from time to time. But to expect LeBron to be, the second, third option even, I don't know, folks. I think you're looking at a fourth option, and I think this is going to be where Tyrese Maxey has to step up. Tyrese Maxey has to have an MVP caliber year. I mean, that's just what it is. He has to. I was kind of thinking over the weekend. I mentioned Friday he's going to have that leap, and I was still shying away from the words MVP because it's a strong take, and I had to kind of revisit it over the weekend. I had some time to think about it today. Tyrese Maxey has to be in the top 3 talks of MVP by the end of this year. That'll be the only way I feel comfortable about Philadelphia going into the playoffs. That means because they ran the offense through Maxey, where they went out and found him openings to get easy buckets through LeBron getting attention drawn to him, through Jaylen Brown, through Embiid. I'm not saying his assist numbers are going to go down significantly, but I think you may see a little dip in his assists per game. But now you're seeing 33, 34 points per game out of Tyrese Maxey, somebody that really can change the landscape for Philadelphia. And he's so young still, too. He's not even really entered that prime stage yet, where if he can get a ring or at least get a deep run to the finals here now, think about what that means for Philadelphia. Now, of course, we're Cleveland's digital leader. I'm a Cavs fan. So not great if Philadelphia goes on a little bit of a dynasty here in the Eastern Conference. But they have the capabilities. They have 2 finals MVPs on this team. Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. 2 former NBA Finals MVPs. Joel Embiid, an MVP, regular season MVP. Just finally won a Game 7, beat Boston. Confused Boston so much that they sent Jaylen Brown over to him in Philadelphia to join him. Crazy. Mike Gansey having an absolute crazy run right now. And I keep saying it, but if you want to see a way to go and get NBA Executive of the Year before the season even starts, look no further than what Mike Gansey's done in Philadelphia by the acquisitions not only of LeBron James and Jaylen Brown, but also these depth signings, Dean Wade, Anthony Simons. I mean, these guys that are going to make a difference depth-wise for Philadelphia. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. As far as the Cavs, they made a signing, a 1-year deal with Mario Hezonja. He comes over from the EuroLeague, can help with the catch and shoot from 3, help out with perimeter shooting. We'll see what he brings in terms of defense. He's had some moments when it came to his last few seasons in the NBA, but there's just not really anything you can tell me in terms of what to expect. Yes, he had some success in the EuroLeague when he went back over there, but you're in your early 30s. You're coming back into a team that's really still in that championship mindset. So what exactly are you going to provide? And if you're the Cavaliers, I guess, where are you at? Are you in that championship mindset? Are you in that championship mindset? Because your only move, besides losing D. Wade and Keon Ellis, was this Hezonja move, Mario Hezonja. The talks of Jonathan Kuminga, who's obviously on the timeline of Evan Mobley. That's a big talk, is Kuminga's coming in here. And, of course, he had a good second half in Atlanta. But with Donovan Mitchell signing this big extension and the Cavs being reluctant to trade Evan Mobley, I'm trying to figure out who exactly they're putting their chips into. Is it the Donovan Mitchell timeline or is it the Evan Mobley timeline? Because you can't have them both. You can't. There's a decent enough gap in age where you're either going to have to choose, we're going for it all, and this is the Donovan Mitchell timeline. Let's execute and take care of this. And that may be getting off of Evan Mobley. That may be moving off of potentially Jared Allen, as much as it pains me to say that. But finding ways to strengthen this lineup may be, getting off of Max Strus, Dennis Schroeder. But the fact that the Cavs have stood just still and let guys walk and not get any better. And no disrespect to Mario Hezonja, we'll see what happens here. But I just haven't seen anything that makes me go, wow, you know what? I feel good about the Cavs going into next year to win a championship, which makes me think they're still trying to figure out what they're trying to do. And I know that is going to annoy a lot of Cleveland fans out there, but if they're bringing in Jonathan Kuminga, which, again, more so falls under the Evan Mobley timeline. Jonathan Kuminga, 23 years old. Maybe the Cavs are looking at this where, Okay, we want to be competitive enough. Kuminga makes us competitive. Hazonia will take a chance, a flyer on him. We'll be competitive enough to go try to win a championship. This roster, for the most part, still intact. Went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But we're still going to set ourselves up for the Evan Mobley timeline and get Jonathan Kuminga. Line those two up for the future. As much as it pains Cavs fans to think about, you have Philadelphia. We just talked about them. We have the defending NBA champions, New York Knicks. They're keeping most of their roster intact thus far. Lost Mitchell Robinson, I know, but most of that roster is still intact. You have Boston, who's still going to be a problem with Jason Tatum and those guys. You have Toronto, once a Kawhi Leonard trade is finalized, whatever is going on there. Of course, the investigation with the Clipper stuff and all that. Aspiration, the trees, just planting the trees weren't planted. I don't even get it. I still don't even understand that story, but whatever. When Toronto gets Kawhi Leonard, he'll be a problem, obviously, and Toronto will be a problem with Scotty Barnes there, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley. The fact that they didn't give him up in that trade, crazy. You have Detroit. Detroit's still obviously going to be somewhat of a menace. They're going to be looking to try to prove themselves that, last year wasn't a fluke under J.B. Bickerstaff. Cade Cunningham taking that next step. What does this mean for the Cavs? Are they going to be able to compete with some of these teams in terms of a 7-game playoff series? We haven't even talked about Indiana, where Tyrese Halliburton's coming back. You have Ivica Zubac. Pascal Siakam's still there. Where exactly do the Cavs fit into all this? And I know, we've talked about James Harden signing this deal. It's almost inevitable. Does it seem inevitable still? What do you do with James Harden? Is he going to take a team-friendly deal now that LeBron James isn't in the cards? Or any other big star? That now our reality is what I've already mentioned, Mario Hazonia, now possibly Jonathan Kuminga. Is that enough for James Harden to go, you know what, let's sign in, I'm locked in. Donovan, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, these are my guys, I'm locked in. Or does he start looking at maybe Miami? Does he start looking at that idea that maybe I can go play with Giannis and Bam, and I could be the facilitator, but I could also get some opportunities from the perimeter to shoot the basketball? Does he look at some of these other teams that may need a veteran that can also offer him some money? Of course the Cavs can offer some money, but not as much as some of these other teams. And he's at the end of his career, probably about another 3 years at most. I say 3-4 years, and I'm not trying to speed it up for him, but most players don't play till they're in their 40s. That's why LeBron's kind of a different breed. James Harden, 36, 37 years old, it's probably his last contract coming up here, so he's probably going to want to make the most of it. Whether it means finding a championship or finding that balance where at least he can be competitive and get his bread. And that's just what it comes down to. I don't feel as confident as I did that James Harden would sign here that I did a week ago. And I'll be honest, I talked about this over the weekend at Moonbash with a ton of people. And, some people are like, good, let him walk. I don't know what the best answer is, right? Because you can't necessarily let James Harden walk. You traded Darius Garland for James Harden. And I'm not saying, it was a bad move or a good move, whatever. I think at the end of the day, Darius Garland couldn't stay healthy. I think the Clippers are going to try to get young again and try to see what happens with that new shakeup there in Los Angeles. And for the Cavs, they were hoping that James Harden could provide some playoff experience and finally maybe beat his playoff demons. It didn't happen this past year. Got the Eastern Conference Finals and then kind of saw the same thing we've seen over the course of his career and this Cavaliers roster as a whole, just in a different light, right? I don't know. Do you bring James Harden back if you're the Cavaliers? If you're James Harden, do you just say, you know what, I've had fun, but I'm going to go somewhere else? That's what I don't think it's as clear as day, right? Or what it was possibly a week ago, folks. There's a real reality you're looking at losing Dean Wade, Keon Ellis, and maybe James Harden walks out the door. I said last week 85% to 15%. 85 being that I believe James Harden still signs in Cleveland. 15 that he doesn't. I'm starting to feel like it's 25% right now, 75 to 25 that James Harden may not sign here. I just have this feeling that they haven't added anything to really be championship ready. They've shown their commitment to Donovan, made that big signing to Donovan. They've showed they're not going to trade Evan Mobley. So if you're James Harden, I'm sure you're weighing some of those things out as well. It's just crazy, man. Just crazy. Where do the Cavs slot in? Are they trying to win a championship or are they just trying to be competitive? They're trying to usher in a new era. We just don't even know it yet. Who's calling the shots? We talked about that last week, too. Kobe Altman, are you out there? I'm glad to see you sign somebody. Can we please make some more moves? Feels like the offseason has gotten away from us. Other teams have been absolutely active, and the Cavs have stood still. I don't understand anymore. I don't. So we'll see what the Cavs do when they get it together, or if they get it together, right? I mean, Chad mentioned, he didn't want to see them stand still a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, when the Cavs season was ending. Here we are. And it's disappointing, right? Disappointing that this is where we're at as a franchise, where we're so scared of going back to the pre-LeBron days or the after LeBron days, both times, that we won't go for that big fish move. Now, Brian Windhurst of ESPN and other reporters have mentioned, if the Cavaliers wanted to go get Jaylen Brown or Giannis, they could have. They had the assets and the capital and what teams wanted, what Milwaukee and what Boston would have wanted. They just didn't do it because they were bought into Evan Mobley, which tells me they're okay being competitive enough, rocking with down. If they get lucky and go on a magical run, cool. They'll still try to make somewhat of moves, but this is shaping towards the future with Evan Mobley. And again, I would not be surprised if we saw Jonathan Kuminga move here sooner than later. It's been reports have been all out there that Cleveland seems to be the front runner. I think we're going to start seeing the shift towards a new era here in Cleveland, and we're just not aware of it yet. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong. But with no moves of a big fish, and Donovan being the only guy signed out of the veterans, really, between him and James Harden, of course, Airedale in that mix, but he's already under contract. I don't know. We'll see. All right, this is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant on vacation. I'm Eli Moon. When we come back, we're just going to pretty much put a bow on the show. I got some things to talk about when it comes to the Guardians and this AL Central. Got some other thoughts as well. We'll get into all of that. Then I'll hand off the baton to Autumn Chisholm for the Daily Spiral at the top of the hour. And Double A Anthony Alford is with her tonight. Transitions into Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight. Gets unhinged. And wow, what a blessing to be back with all of you here again this week on the Inside Edge Network. Be back talking Guardians, talking a whole lot of whatever my brain could think of. I've had a weekend full of thoughts and a lot of Dr. Pepper, a lot of caffeine. We'll be back right here on the Inside Edge Network after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's Fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan on vacation. How about that? Enjoying himself. Hopefully he is enjoying himself wherever he is. If he's listening, hello, Chad B. If you're not listening, well, it's okay. You're on vacation, bud. I'm Eli Moon. I'm back here in the saddle on the saddle. Saddle Jason with you for the last segment of this Monday edition. Oh, my goodness. Good to see everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend, whatever you were getting into. Of course, the Inside Edge Network, we were at Moon Bash, rocking out for my all-day birthday bash community event. 45 artists rocking out, and wow, what a great time. What a great time. I haven't processed how to exactly explain the weekend yet. But, yeah, just absolutely incredible. What hasn't been incredible for really, we talked about it a little bit yesterday when I jumped on main event throughout the time I was available to. Jumped on there with Rob and AA, obviously, and we're talking Guardians. And right now it hasn't been pretty for the Guardians. They got swept by the Rays. They lost to the Twins, the last two games of that 4-game series. Just not super promising if you're a Guardians fan. And, we talked about it here on Primetime about, would the Chicago White Sox team be here come August? Well, it is July 27th, a few days from August. The Chicago White Sox are in first place in the AL Central by 2.5 games. It's starting to get concerning because it seems like at some point the offense, and I mentioned this yesterday at main event, at some point the offense is rocking and rolling. But the pitching, has, whether it's the bullpen or the starting pitching, has a slip up, and then it's the vice versa. The pitching is lights out from top to bottom, starters to bullpen. But the offense isn't there. I don't know what they can do at this point. I thought they'd be the biggest buyers at the deadline, but here we are, about 6 days away from the deadline, 7 days from the deadline, a week away, and we haven't even heard really any murmurs, any reports of anything. A month ago I was big dreaming of, the Guardians getting Yordan Alvarez or Luis Arias. Oh my goodness, long weekend. Arias, improving the infield. I've even entertained, Francisco Lindor, just something to spark this offense, spark something on the bat side, because I think that's where it's going to really matter the most. I think the pitching will kind of settle in completely, as a T these next few months. I think they'll kind of find their groove. I'm not really worried too much about the Guardians pitching as a whole. They always figure it out, even if there is a little bit of a rut. But this offense, we got to figure out what exactly it's missing to get us over the hump. Is it, another outfielder? Do you look at moving Steven Kwan, AA, talked about that a little bit yesterday. Do you look at maybe another infielder? And I know Brian Roque was having a great year, and Bazana, we are very happy with Travis Bazana, but I don't think it would hurt to look at another veteran infielder, ensuring that, hey, we have depth there, just in case. This is a team with a lot of rookies, and a lot of rookies have been featured on this Guardians team throughout the year. Maybe having somebody just that has been here before, whether it is, and I know the money would never work, but Francisco Lindor or any of these guys that have some sort of experience. Before the Boston Red Sox went on their run, I was talking about, Contreras, Wilson Contreras from Boston. I mean, my goodness. I don't know where this Guardians team goes, but here's the concerning thing. They're not going to make a move for a Wilson Contreras, a Yordan Alvarez. Some of these other guys are not going to go see what other teams can go do because of the way they've always done it. And Rob brought it up yesterday. The way that they are okay with guards ball, working through the farm system. This is, our call-ups and our injury returns are what we're doing to improve this roster. The good news is we don't have to wait too long or too much longer with this. Eventually, the shift of power, ownership from the Dolans to David Blitzer, of course, will be completed, and we'll see how he operates. But, of course, you're not going to see too much of a payroll switch. I just don't think so anymore. I think I have to come with grips that maybe a month or 2 months ago when I believed that this was going to be a team that bought in for a championship. It was one of the best teams in the AL. I thought it was Tampa Bay, the Yankees, and the Guardians. Well, we were all wrong, it looks like right now. And the Guardians have some time to make up for it, but if they don't make any improvements, then you're just hoping that this roster figures it out. And yes, they figured it out last year from 15.5 back, and they're not down obviously that much. They're down 2.5 games. But do you think they can muster up a comeback? If this becomes a 5-6 game deficit, a 7-game deficit, can they find the power, to be able to overcome that and snag the division again? The division's going to really determine if the Guardians make the playoffs. It's not like the East where two teams are probably going to get in. You got the Rays and the Yankees, even the West. And we talked about it, Chad and I, about there probably still could get two teams in from the West with the Rangers and the Mariners and the Astros. Right now, the Guardians are in an okay spot. It's so tight where all it takes is 1 or 2 good weeks of baseball and bad baseball for the Guardians, and they're out of that playoff discussion. So I'm a little concerned there. You know what I was thinking about, though? And we're going to pivot here, last few minutes of the show, last 10 minutes or so. And this is something that a Cleveland team should entertain when it comes to trade. Because I've moved off the Guardians in terms of trading. I love the Guards. I think they're going to be fun. I would love to see them make another postseason magical run. But I think that's all we're kind of buying on. We're buying in on the magic, and maybe it could work out. But if they don't go out and improve the roster, I mean, can we just? I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to process it myself. If the roster doesn't improve, if we don't go out and get anybody else, then this is our fate. Maybe sneaking out the Central and probably losing in the ALDS or the wild card round. That's just what it is. Now, a team that, if you want to talk about frustrating on a day-to-day basis, of course, it's the Cleveland Browns. But what I do think they should entertain, and of course, just moving off of Myles Garrett, they have an opportunity to improve the defensive line, and none other than Vita Vea. Now, I get he's a little older, 31 years old, but he has requested a trade out of Tampa Bay. Vita Vea, a dude who has been a menace on the defensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a guy that has a ton of playoff experience, and somebody that I think could help Mason Graham. We've talked across multiple shows here on the network about how Mason Graham is going to be one of those guys I think that becomes a leader and a force, one of those cornerstone pieces for the Browns defense now that Myles Garrett is now no longer in the picture. Maybe a guy like Vita Vea, who, again, has been in the league for a long time, since 2018, that's 8 years, and has a NFL championship, a Super Bowl under his belt. Maybe you go out and make the move there and go out and bring in Vita Vea, line him up in the middle of that defensive line. He's a defensive tackle, and you put him there with Mason Graham, and now, okay, you don't have the defensive end terror of Myles Garrett, but you have Jared Verse. He's going to rush, he's going to come off that edge. And now you have Vita Vea and Mason Graham right there in the middle. I think there's a way the Browns could really reshape this defensive line. And if they shape this defensive line with a little bit of creativity, of course, you're not going to have that one Hall of Famer, that Myles Garrett effect. It's going to be by committee, but I think Vita Vea, depending on the price, you could go bring him in and stack this defensive line to where the middle is your strength. Mason Graham, Vita Vea, you see some efforts from Verse. Of course, you have Schlesinger running through that linebacker, leading that linebacker group. You have Denzel Ward and Tyson Campbell. If we're looking at it from an optimistic point of view, I think there is a way, just depending if you check in. I'm not saying if it's worth 2-3 first rounders, you go out and trade for this guy. But I think you check in, see what the price is for, a guy who's in his early 30s. See what you can get or what you would have to give up to get Vea. And I think it would be worth it for the Browns. You're still trying to find your defensive identity post Myles Garrett. You're trying to figure out who's it going to be. Is it going to be the defensive line? Is it going to be the secondary? Or is it going to be a little combo? What exactly? What is Mike Rudenberg, what does that defensive scheme look like? What does that identity look like? And, now that this news, of course, I got this news updated, hours before the show, looking through social media, just seeing everything going on, and it says Vita Vea, from multiple sources, that he wanted out of Tampa Bay. 2-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion. Who knows? Who knows when it comes to what the Browns can do there, but I think it definitely is worth taking a look into it. Definitely taking a look into it. Of course, that Mike Garofalo, I was just looking at who had it first. Mike Garofalo from NFL Network. All right, folks, here's what I'm going to tell you. We have 8 minutes left. I have one more thing to get off my chest. I'm bringing Autumn Chisholm and Anthony Alford, AA, my guy. He's going to talk about, they're going to talk about a lot, of course, and I'm sure AA will talk about, Actually, I have no idea. I wish I had a good tease there. I have no idea. After seeing him talk all weekend and everything we have talked about, I don't know what else he could talk about. I think Autumn's going to lead the way there, of course. Daily Spiral, then a midnight run with Anthony Alford. He'll talk about a mixture of things. You know what I'm going to talk about is community one more time here. The last few minutes of the show, I talked about at the beginning, go into some sports stuff. But I advise anybody, if you're looking for something to do, we talk about it all the time. We're big on mental health. I'm going to take this time to highlight community and how cool it was to see everybody rocking and rolling. I've seen people that, were going through it the last couple of months, this past weekend, just able to enjoy themselves, getting to see, my family out there enjoying themselves and seeing loved ones. And I think that was the coolest thing for me was seeing everybody caring for each other, looking out. I had people coming up to me telling me, hey, breathe, because I'm running around like a madman. I had people checking on, the Inside Edge Network. Brothers Lounge was again, thank you to Brothers Lounge. They were so great every time. We appreciate them so much. I appreciate them. They were checking on the bros, giving them water, getting them whatever they needed, it was such a beautiful moment. And I think I haven't really processed it. I've said that earlier, but I just haven't processed it all the way. So, tonight I wanted to come in and just say thank you again to everybody that tuned in and rocked with us and is back here tonight. Yeah, watched over the weekend and said, what, we love what the Inside Edge Network is doing, what, Eli Moon, LaHaley, the music community, what it's becoming, and that's what I want ultimately out of Cleveland. You see it with New York at times, you see it with LA, some of these other cities where they come together, they have this camaraderie. I've been in these types of cities, Texas, my guys in San Antonio, they really rock for each other. I want to see that in Cleveland. Instead of competition, and competition can be healthy to a degree, but I think collaboration and coming together and whatever it is, it can be music, it can be any outlet for that matter. Just finding ways to get out in public, creating dialogue, having conversation. I think it's so important. So that's my ramble. Again, I am running on probably not a healthy amount of sleep, folks, but I'm back here with you on the Inside Edge Network. This has been Inside Edge Primetime. Chad be on vacation. I'll be with you Monday through Friday. And if we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we come back, it's going to be time. Now, listen, I did not pay the rent. I definitely don't have the money for the rent, Autumn, and I'm going to be honest, I just don't. I don't even have nothing smooth or slick to say tonight. You're going to have to catch me tomorrow. But at the top of the hour, after a few words from our sponsors, you're going to hear from the one and only Autumn Chisholm and Anthony Alford. It'll be the Daily Spiral. And, that's going to do it for me, folks. I'm going to try to hit the hay for a quick bit. I'll probably be back for a midnight run, but I need to do a quick recovery myself. I'm going to do the 11 o'clock slumber while they do the Daily Spiral. Then I'm back here for a midnight run with you. Autumn Chisholm and Anthony Alford up with you at the top of the hour. I'm out for now. See you tomorrow.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Welcome into the Daily Spiral, everyone. Double A, how you been?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little tired, but it's okay. We're rolling. If you watched my lower third during the intro,
I saw what you were doing.
It wasn't firing off. I still didn't mix it yet. I got to mix it right now, but it's been a day, but a good day. It's been a great day. How you doing, Autumn?
Oh, I had a weekend. Let's just say that.
I made a mistake.
You want to know what happened to me on Saturday?
Tell me, and then I have something for you.
So, first of all, I'm sorry that I couldn't attend Moonfest. I was literally working, and then I completely forgot that I had double booked myself for a family event. Okay. The family event was my god sister. I've known her entire life, literally. She had an outdoor hibachi dinner.
Oh, how was that?
It was really, really fun. It was really fun. It was a lot of us.
So I have to ask, do you do the whole...
I do not do the sake, but everybody gets sake. And what made it even funnier is they had the sake and water guns.
Oh my goodness, they had it at the event?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to point out names. I don't want you to call out family. Give me a percentage of people who did it.
I'd say like 70% of it. People did it.
Hey, listen, I don't hate at all.
Ugh.
It's entertaining. It'll get you going. It will get you going.
Oh yeah. So as we are leaving, now mind you, I've worked all day. I've worked a full 8-hour day. I've dealt with kids all day because I deal with the children at my job all day. And the children at my job, AA, let's just say, a lot of work.
Especially on a Saturday.
Yes. I'm hungry. I have a full thing of steak and shrimp because they forgot my rice, but I had rice at home. So, you know what? I'll be fine, right? My cousin, she's a little tipsy. And I'm like, I got to drive her to her car. I don't know how this happened, but I fully fell and ate shit. I fell forward.
No.
Yes. Now, mind you.
Was it in front of people?
It was in front of every single person you could think of at this party, right? So I'm walking down the driveway. The driveway is concrete and gravel.
Oh, no.
All I feel my foot go is like this. And then it was like it happened so fast. And then I fell in front of everybody. Now, mind you, I was okay because like half the people there were nurses. And they were like, oh my God, are you okay? I was more mad
at your family event, we need immediate medical attention. We have an injury on the driveway.
But you want to know the worst part of it? I wasn't even mad that I fell. Wasn't even mad about that. I was mad that as I fell, I saw my food go doink. And I saw half of it come out of the box. And I was so pissed. I was so hungry. And I said, you know what? I said, this is what I get. This is what I get. So my cousin walks with me to my car. And she goes, that sobered me up. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, when I tell you I had a weekend. So yesterday, I spent all the time recovering. I am 31. My body has never hurt this much. It has been 2 days since this happened. Literally.
Are you physically hurt, or is your taste buds hurting for the lack of food?
Physically, because my knees and my knees and then this part of my arm. But the thing is, I didn't even hit this part of my arm. I literally hit my hands. I fell literally forward.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, because I can just like, you know how when you're a kid and you like fall and you like immediately your knees just like burst open? That's what I thought happened underneath my pants. I was like, oh, my knees burst open. I know it did.
Yeah.
I was saved. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Good. Now, do you typically have knee pains, like typically, or?
Yes, I have terrible knees. My knees crack.
You got backwards walking on the treadmill at the lowest speed. It works.
Now, mind you, as I'm also at this dinner, I'm looking at the InsideEdge Network feed. I'm looking at all the photos, and I'm also looking at the feed on Twitter because it is San Diego Comic-Con weekend, AA. If there is one thing in my life that I will want to do, and that is go to San Diego Comic-Con. Do you know how popular San Diego Comic-Con is?
Oh, it's fun. I looked at the photos. I like Comic-Cons in general, even though I'm not really, my uncle used to be huge in comic books, still is, in the comic books and stuff. So that actually got me introduced to that. In BG, they had I guess technically it wasn't a Comic-Con, but it was close to it.
I know
it was really fun. It was nice.
I never went. My roommate, my second year, she went, and I didn't even know it was technically a Comic-Con. I thought it was because it wasn't an anime con or Anacon or something like that.
Yes, that's what it was at the Student Union.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I didn't know I didn't know it was a Comic-Con until she was like, "Oh, you didn't go?" She was like, "It was so much." I was like, "Girl, I would have went if I knew."
Right.
But hold on, let me take a swig. Because also, I don't like as an adult, you got to drink copious amounts of liquids. Okay, when you hit 30,
ain't that the truth? This is every show,
and it's always multiple. I literally one day, I promise you, I had a vitamin water, I had a ginger ale, I had a regular water, and I had a drink from a certain coffee shop that
Yes.
will not be named.
Yes.
And I
Until
said,
they pay
4
us.
liquids is crazy. But I needed every single one of them. But San Diego
I
Comic-Con,
always start my day with W Energy. Every morning,
Yes.
I start my day with W Energy, proud sponsor of the network.
yes, you're a crack fiend just like my brother. My brother, he also loves himself an energy drink. He is the one person in my entire life that man can drink 3 monsters and go to sleep.
Well, the good news is that at least with W, it's not. It doesn't have the
The kickback.
Yeah, it's smooth. Like it actually, you can level yourself during the day. You get to where you need to be, and you don't crash. So that's why I like W in the morning and before my workouts after work.
Again, it's just
Gotta
crazy.
try it. Go to the website. Use the promo code.
Yeah, use the promo code. But San Diego Comic-Con probably would have used W Energy there because it's a 3-day big, humongous Comic-Con in the middle of Orange County. Whew, so much news came out this weekend. So we had the first look at the new Resident Evil that will be coming out. The guy who directed Weapons and Barbarian. So it's actually going to be a lot more horror focused, and he's actually pulled a lot from the games. A lot of people have been putting like the side-by-side comparison from the games to the movies, and they're like, you could tell he's a real game player.
Okay, good. I'm excited about this because I used to love Resident Evil when I was younger. I used to steal my brother's games just so I could play it for a little bit. But I'm excited to see. Hopefully, it does match up with the gaming.
From what I've seen so far, now I've only seen one Resident Evil game, and that is through, ironically enough, the Vision Quest. We had it at work, and Resident Evil was one of like the free games that you could play through like the store. So that's like my intro with the game. The only other part of Resident Evil, I watched most of the Resident Evil movies. I actually did like them. I actually really did like them. I don't know why people hate on them. They were actually really good movies. Okay.
I don't hate on it. Let me give it another chance. Again, I might have been young, immature, and I was young, immature, and stupid. So let me revisit it, and I think I'll dig. Do you know the platform that the old movies are on, or no?
I think they may be on. I'm trying to think. Oh, I think they may be on HBO Max. I'm almost positive.
Probably. You know what? That sounds right.
Because I think Warner Brothers produced them.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But yes, so we got that. We also got the announcement of Percy Jackson season 3, and it's going to be coming out in November. And we saw a little preview of that. Day 2 was more focused. Okay, so this is the thing about Comic-Con. Nobody cares about day 1. Nobody cares about day 3. Day 2 is the best. I promise you. Because there is a legendary part of the conference. Part of the San Diego Comic-Con experience, and that is Hall H. Do you know what Hall H is?
I do not. No.
Hall H is essentially like a big conference room that's in the conference, San Diego Comic-Con Conference Center, right? And it is the typical, like, it's the big day. It's the big area. So DC usually uses it. Marvel usually uses it. If you're a big comic book company, you make all of your announcements at Hall H. So DC and Marvel had the floor. We got a look at Clayface, which, that movie looks terrifying. I'm not even gonna lie. I am very proud to say that I have played Gotham Knights, a comic book video game, and I beat the entire thing AA.
Oh, good.
Campaign and all. The hardest part of that game was the Clayface level.
Really?
Single most terrifying character in that game, and it was the hardest level to beat. Like every time there was a part where my character is on a motorcycle, and you can't hit the wall or you can't hit the clay, because if you hit the clay, you automatically die. So I kept dying in the game. And
I think sometimes when some of these people make these games, they're on. You think I'm on crack? They're on crack. Like you put these together, like, oh, you can't hit the clay, then you die. Like, go unalive. Excuse me, YouTube, unalive. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, literally, I kept hitting it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like it sucks, because I was like, it was frustrating me, right? But we did. So I ended up beating the game. Clayface ended up being in that level. Everything. So they're following the comic book accurate lore of Clayface. He was an actor who got mugged. He went in for an experimental surgery. And this experimental surgery essentially turned him into clay. Now, there is that iteration. There's the animated iteration of him. The animated iterations of him are sort of like, he's not really taken seriously. Every animated iteration of Clayface I see, he's kind of being picked on. He's kind of like, it's Clayface. All you can really do is like alter your body and turn yourself into different people.
Yeah, we can't really build you up that way. Yeah, we can't really do that.
Yeah, so
not today.
So them going the horror route with him, perfect. Alan Richson, who starred as Thad Castle and is coming back for season 4 of Reacher, also announced at San Diego Comic-Con that he is in talks for a DC role that is not Batman related. Everybody wanted him as Batman. He's humongous. Like, he's huge. And he famously, of course, played Aquaman in Smallville, but...
Wait, that's the same guy?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Thad Castle, Aquaman, and Smallville, and Jack Reacher are all the same person.
Ain't that something?
He did
a great job. As Aquaman, he did a great job.
The man has range, because if you would have told me 10 years ago that Thad Castle would be taken seriously as an actor, I would have been like, you're crazy, right?
No, he's really good. I find him very entertaining.
But the biggest get of the weekend, Doomsday. This is
let's go.
second official poster for Doomsday. So they announced the plot of Doomsday. They played a new trailer. I may have saw the leaked audio and visual of it, but we don't talk about that. And this is what Marvel announced. So number 1, Ryan Gosling will be Ghost Rider.
Oh, that's cool. Good for him. Yeah, he's a special talent. He's going to add to that. That's a great lay-in.
This comes as Josh Horowitz, famous podcaster, journalist, everything, who's been campaigning for him to be Ghost Rider for years, was happy to announce that he will be Ghost Rider, and his movie will be releasing in 2028. And it will be directed by Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy. So
that means it's going to be funny.
I mean, Johnny Cage is kind of like he's clearly going to be playing Johnny Cage. There's several iterations of Ghost Rider, but he's clearly going to be playing Johnny Cage. But that's not even the best part. We got an announcement for Black Panther 3. Now, Black Panther 3, we know Denzel is going to be in the movie. He himself announced it just a couple of years ago. That he
Wait, hold on. Time out. Who's going to be in this movie?
Denzel Washington.
The Denzel?
Yep.
Oh, everybody loves Denzel. Oh, my 5th grade teacher had the biggest crush on Denzel Washington. Everything stopped when Denzel. Oh, Denzel. Oh, Denzel. Oh, Denzel.
But yes, Denzel, he talked about a couple years ago how he was preparing to play a role in Black Panther 3. It was announced on Saturday, and it was announced that the film will also focus on the son of King T'Challa, played by the Long Walk actor David Johnson. If you didn't see The Long Walk and you didn't see that man's performance,
I need to see it. I need to see it.
But not only did he get cast as the son of the late Chadwick Boseman, he didn't even have to audition. Ryan Coogler apparently had one conversation with him over the phone and said, yep, that's who I want to play. So he signed on to play the new Black Panther.
My question, Autumn, how often do you know, I guess, the casting directors and, producers, like they're looking for these roles. Like, how often do you think the directors, like they know, like they try somebody out, that's the guy, like that quickly? Like they have a vision for what they want, who they want to play a particular role, and they just look, it's like, yeah, he or she will say one line or two lines. You got the job. That's it. How much do we need to pay you? You got the job.
Usually almost instantly. I know with Ryan Coogler, his thing is that he likes to work with people that he's worked with previously, and then he'll give other people opportunities. But usually, like, they'll tell you, like, you got the part. A lot of them won't beat around the bush. Like, some people will pick other people, but then usually that person will end up dropping out, and it'll usually work out that the original person that they wanted is in the role. So the fact that he, again, said he had one conversation with him over the phone and was like, yeah, I want you. And then people have been putting Lupita Nyong'o's face and Chadwick Boseman's face together. It looks exactly like him.
Oh, man.
It looks exactly like David Johnson. It's crazy.
Man, I miss Chadwick. I miss him dearly. That's cool. That's real cool.
But we're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll finish talking about the other news that came out of San Diego Comic-Con, and we're going to talk about the messiest weekend in sports.
I can't wait.
The WNBA All-Star Game. We'll be back here on
this. Right up my alley.
So much
right
mess.
up my alley.
So much mess. We'll go over all the mess, but we'll be back here on Inside Edge Network.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Welcome back to Inside Edge Network. And I forgot what the damn show was. Oh my god. That should just show you how sleepy we both are. But let's get to the big news of the weekend. Once again, Avengers Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday will be coming out later this year, December 18th to be exact. I literally tried to get tickets this weekend. And almost all of the 3 theaters that they have available are pretty much booked up.
Yeah.
But we got a bit of the plot. We got some theories. And we got most of the cast appearing on stage. Now, most of the cast was a mix of X-Men actors of the past, the Thunderbolts cast, or technically the new Avengers cast, the Fantastic Four cast. We got a surprise appearance from Ryan Reynolds in a Deadpool costume and a great
that's cool. Yeah, that's phenomenal.
But the plot of the movie essentially is that something happened to where Dr. Doom has gone to all of these universes and is essentially wiping them out.
I'm sold. I will tailgate outside a movie theater. I am sold. I'm locked in. What's the release date? December 18th?
December 18th.
Of this year?
Of this year. That Thursday, I will be at the movie theater. Me and my brother already talked about it.
I want to let all family know I will not have money for Christmas. We're going to have to wait. Mm-hmm. We watching this movie. We're getting tickets. We go real quick, because I don't want to forget this. Mm-hmm. Because Spider-Man's out this Friday, correct? Friday?
Yeah, this Friday. Well, technically Thursday. I want to let you know, all movies, especially of the superhero caliber, come out on Thursday.
Okay. We're on a digital space, so this is appropriate for me to ask this. Mm-hmm. When is it appropriate to talk about the movie publicly? 3 days. Okay. The weekend. I don't want to hear nothing on Saturday, Friday. If you saw it, you keep your mouth shut. You talk to whoever you've seen it with, and you wait till Monday.
That's exactly what happens. You give it a weekend. Usually by the following week, somebody has seen it. Now, in certain cases, some people give it 2 weeks. Like for Doomsday, I would say give it a week. But this one with Spider-Man, give it the weekend. Give it the weekend.
Okay.
But no, so the theory of what happens to Dr. Doom and why he may be Tony Stark, or may or may not be Tony Stark. If you don't know, Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom. There's a whole comic book arc where Tony Stark ends up becoming Dr. Doom because he's a variant of Doom. It's a whole thing, right? His family's killed, and it's a whole thing.
Okay.
But that's not what the theory is for this movie. So the theory for this movie is that when Steve Rogers went back at the end of Avengers Endgame, he created a whole nother timeline that wasn't supposed to exist. So there's a whole complicated backstory that I can get into on a different show on a different day, but I'm going to just keep it simple, right? He went back in time, created a separate timeline. This separate timeline has the timeline that has the Fantastic Four on it, and not the one that's the original like MCU timeline. So
man,
he did that. He created a whole nother timeline that wasn't supposed to exist. in that timeline was also Dr. Doom's family, and his family ends up getting wiped out, killed, something like that. Something bad happens. So he's trying to go back and he's trying to either save his family, recreate his family, or wipe out anyone that had anything to do with the death of his family.
I know my job is to talk and have a response. That's freaking amazing. That's a story. I am all in on time travel and all the stuff that goes into it. And I'm like, how do you make another time? I'm very curious to see how that plays out and what they do.
Honestly, Marvel is actually really good at it. Now, I know certain people don't like it, but I've watched both seasons of Loki. That to me is their best work yet.
Okay.
Both seasons of Loki is top tier television, right? Tom Hiddleston played the hell out of that character. And if you watch Loki, it makes a lot of sense on why you would think Doom is in a completely separate timeline, because also Loki will be in the movie as well.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Now, my question for you, you're more tapped into this than I am.
Way more.
Like, way more. We're not even disputing that. Way more. Like, I go on Reddit, and first thing I see on Reddit, oh, Marvel's down in the dumps. Marvel, they don't, they've lost their spark. They can't hit like they used to. I get what is your state of the union on Marvel and what you think of Marvel right now?
I don't think it's as bad. First of all, look, I will say this with all my heart. I will still go to the movie theater and pay for a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, right? I will 100% do that. They are not in a terrible position. You know who's in the worst position than them? That every time I think about going to one of their movies, I have to second guess myself on if I want to spend money, is DC. DC made me so mad that AA, I did not go to see a DC movie for 10 years.
Ooh.
I waited every single time for it to come on streaming or to maybe sort of pirate it. But
what sent you away? What brought you back?
Suicide Squad is the thing that made me say, I hate you so much.
Hated that.
I hate that. When I tell you, me and my brother sat in that, because my brother isn't usually my movie going person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and him sat in there and I looked at him and I was like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Right now, mind you, also that same year, not even, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice came out. And I was in a class so I was in college at BG, they have popular culture, right? So I took the superhero film class on popular culture. And that was the movie. We all got free tickets to go see it. We sat in that movie theater, all watched it, and we had to break it down the next time at class. When I tell you, I was so heated from that movie because it was so bad. And then we got Suicide Squad, because at the same time, also Civil War came out. So it was just like Civil War compared to those two movies was like a damn Oscar-worthy movie.
Not even close. Yeah. Not even. I can't stand Suicide Squad. I cannot.
Now the one that James Gunn did, I actually really liked it, and I had to. I essentially I didn't even pay for that one. I just waited till I could.
So what brought you back?
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yes. So my brother loves The Rock, and he said, "Let's go see Black Adam." I said, "I'm not gonna go pay for it." He's like, "Please, let's just go see it." So we went to go see Black Adam. Terrible movie. Horrendous movie.
Don't worry, we all said that in the wrestling community too. Like, yeah, that's why he's here in pro wrestling, and because he had to make up for that.
Then my brother was like, "Well, let's go see Flashpoint." Ooh, when I tell you, I've never been more heated at a movie in my life. I said, "You butchered the Flash." And what made it worse is that the Flash TV show was still on. So I'm like, I know they can do well with the character. And this was the slop you put out. So.
Yeah, I think this is just from my perspective. I think we get wrapped up in the DC because this might be a little bit this where our age difference might come into play here, but in the 90s, the DC cartoons
immaculate
were legendary.
Immaculate.
Batman the Animated Series, fantastic television. Fantastic. So, like, you expect that level of quality in theaters. And typically, it doesn't happen. In fact, the quality might be so bad, all those feet might freeze. Because that's how I felt. That face right there, that's how I felt when everything went down in the dumps. Me. Okay, are you back? You're back. Okay.
I'm back. It's just it's a StreamYard thing. We know this happens. How many times?
That's okay. StreamYard's disappointed in DC too. Like you're good now.
But no, so James Gunn brought me back. I went to go see Superman, and I was like, okay, I like Superman. I didn't go see Supergirl. I was told wait till it comes on streaming. But with Marvel, I'm gonna say this. They had a couple years there where they were putting out a lot of stuff that's like, you didn't need to put this out. You could have waited. Like there was a show called Secret Invasion, which is based off of a famous Marvel storyline where the Skrulls imitate humans and they infiltrate the Avengers. And they essentially tried to do the storyline because they really wanted to capitalize off of like the fact that DC wasn't making stuff. That show was such a hard watch. It was such a hard watch that I couldn't even watch the season finale.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. No, that's terrible.
But I will say this: I will still watch most of everything that Marvel puts out, and I will say this: over the last 3 years, they have actually put out a lot of good stuff. The last movie they put out was Thunderbolts before Spider-Man. Thunderbolts was really good. The last TV show I watched, of course, was Daredevil. Daredevil was great. It was a great. I think they do well. And then, of course, they had Wonder Man that came out way earlier this year. And I think that's nominated for an Emmy. Haven't watched it yet, but that show has like a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm excited to watch it. And plus, of course, they revived the X-Men series from the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you I heard you talk about that last week. And I need to finish season 2 or watch season 2. I'm sitting there and watching Disney Plus. I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Season 1 is so good, isn't it?
Amazing. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Made by such a horrible person, but it's so good. So good.
Again, it goes back. We had it. First off, we had it made in the 90s. And so to bring that back and to like revive that series and to do it again, I do need to fire up. Life's been busy lately, but when I get an opportunity to like chill for a hot minute, I will fire back up X-Men 97 because season 1, man, that was good stuff. Good television. I watched it when it first came out in 2024.
Same. I was literally every week I was there. I was like, oh my God, this show is great. The Gambit scene. Woo, let me tell y'all, the Gambit scene will have you on the edge of your seat. That's how good this show is. But that's San Diego Comic-Con. We will know by at least Thursday I think Friday. That's when the review embargo will lift for Spider-Man. We will know this weekend who Sadie Sink is playing, and I'm almost positive. Let me just say this. It's Jean Grey. It makes come on. Who else could it be?
It can't be anybody else. Oh, Doomsday question.
Yes.
Which it doesn't matter, tickets or whatever. Which 3 theaters?
Cinemark.
Oh, Cinemark?
Yep.
Do you ever go to I'm sorry, I know you got a break here in a second. Do you ever go to Silver Spot?
No, I went once and never again.
Why not? What happened?
Is
it suitable for air?
Yes, this is suitable for
Okay.
the same exact service and everything and price that I could get at Valley View. I can give it at Silver Spot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the whole sales pitch is an expensive dinner, which is not. It's a novel concept. I do like this. It's a good concept. Now that I'm single, I don't need it, but it's a good concept. It's nice.
This is the thing, though. AA. Valley View does the exact same thing. If you want to pre-order your food or anything, they will bring it to your seat.
You know what Valley View has that I love? The alcoholic slushies. Oh my God.
That's the trauma from if you've been watching the show, that's the trauma from Mac Miller.
Oh no!
That's the trauma.
It was from the slushies?
It was that movie theater and those slushies.
Oh man, those slushies. I'm sorry, those slushies are fantastic.
Now, if it wasn't after a weekend in which I was drugged, I would have been fine. But because it was after that, it was straight alcohol, and I was like, no, absolutely not.
By the way, I might have a follow-up story for you off air tomorrow.
Oh,
because there's a part. If you recalled, the person on the app that called me a certain word or whatever, she was at my gym today. She was at my gym today. When I tell you I was heated this afternoon. Heated. I will not let that woman, destroy my fitness journey. So I'm going back tomorrow.
I have to breathe. Whew. That is still the funniest thing you've ever told me. Because why would she say that to you?
I said hello, and she didn't say hey. She didn't slip up. She said HOE. And I blocked her. I deleted the message and blocked her on the app. And then I thought it was done. And then I forgot over the weekend. Crap, she may or may not go to my gym. And then today I can confirm that she goes to my gym.
Whew. Okay.
So I'll text you off air tomorrow if there's a follow-up. There might be a follow-up.
Oh, when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about two of the messiest things. The messiest league in professional sports.
Besides what I just told you?
Besides what you just told me. And one of the messiest TV shows of all time that is on air right now. Whew, just a funny day. Oh, my God. Well, we'll be right back.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Oh my God, I completely forgot.
Uh-oh.
Accident. I stepped on my mic. That's what happened. Okay. Okay, I stepped on it.
Yo, no. Gotta make one StreamYard complaint. When you're running and producing, I wish the music was closer to the overlay.
Right?
Because I have to
you have to press the overlay and then you have to scroll down and you have to be so precise.
Yeah. Kudos to Eli for making it look smooth. We gave Eli the hour off because he slept for 2 hours this entire weekend. But I'm like, I don't know. We're just, as long as we're on the air at this point, it's fine.
Wait, I forgot the best part of this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con. This is the last thing I'm going to say of Comic-Con. We got an announcement for a reboot movie that you will never guess what this reboot is. Classic movies from the 90s.
Oh, from the 90s.
Ridiculous movie that in no way, shape, or form should not work, but there's been 4 sequels.
You tell me.
We have a new Air Bud movie coming out.
Is that dog still alive?
No, it's a different dog, clearly. But
is the second dog still alive?
No, because
the third one.
No, okay. So
we're just recycling dogs.
This is the thing. There was the original first 2 Air Buds that were in theaters. Then the next 2 were direct to DVD. I've seen almost all of the Air Buds, by the way. I love them. They are great.
They are great.
Then you have the spinoff, which is the Buddies, the Air Buddies, which is Air Bud's kids. And now you have
so their grandchildren gets a movie.
Mm-hmm.
These grandpuppies. That's what they call them, grandpups.
Grandpups. So this movie is called Air Bud Returns, and it comes out January 22nd, 2027, and he is playing basketball once again.
But he's not returning. He's dead.
It's just suspend disbelief. It's a damn dog playing basketball.
He's not returning. We're lying to our audience. We are lying to the audience. He's not returning. He's done. That's it.
Just suspend disbelief for one moment. It's a damn dog playing basketball. Okay. A dog.
If humans got to retire, so do dogs.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait. Wilt Chamberlain returns. Part 4 in theaters or straight to DVD.
Just it's Air Bud.
I'm
Okay?
looking forward to it. Air Bud is a legendary movie, and then they had 3 other movies, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So let's get to the messiest league in professional sports. That is the WNBA. So first of all, let's congratulate the WNBA for having the most entertaining All-Star game. Because when I say this is what an All-Star game is supposed to be, is what an All-Star game is supposed to be. Festivities started on Thursday. Thursday was the intro festivities. That's when we had the skills competition. That's when we had everything to start. Friday was a full day of just a lot of stuff, right?
Of like networking and events and stuff, right?
Yeah, you had the All-Star like the celebrity game. Just everything on Friday was great. Saturday was the actual game, and over 19,000 people attended. It is the highest attended WNBA All-Star game of all time, and it actually beat this year's NBA All-Star game by 4,000 fans.
Really?
Yep.
Good stuff. There you go.
So they also kind of did it weirder. Not weirder. Okay, so they did it the 2 players. They had it was Team Coop and Team Spoon. So, and they were named after Cynthia Cooper and Teresa Weatherspoon, 2 of the WNBA's greatest players of all time.
Absolute goats.
Literally, Cynthia Cooper won the first 4 WNBA.
And they can still hoop today. They can still hoop today and get after it.
Cynthia Cooper literally stopped playing in the WNBA at age 38. She was 34 when she came to the league. She stopped playing at age 38.
Wow.
She will go down as one of the greatest of all time. Literally, I think she's the first woman in the Naismith Hall of Fame too. Like, that's just how amazing she is. But All-Star game was Saturday. Everybody party. I think they got a few days, and then game will start. The games will restart this week. But the best part of the weekend was the Stud Buds. Former teammates, now former teammates. They were current teammates last year. Former teammates doing a 72-hour stream. Now, why is this? Yes, 72-hour straight stream, right? You had every player you could think of. You had Asia Wilson, you had Paige Beckers, you had AZ Fudd. The only person I didn't see was Caitlin Clark, but even then, she made like an appearance. Every major WNBA player made an appearance. But there was one storyline that came out this weekend that was a little crazy. Double A, let me introduce you to the thread of one Miss Dejanay Carrington. Dejanay.
Oh, I love controversial threads. I love threads.
Said, and I quote, since MFers want to be funny today, I'm going to be hilarious. Yes, Nalissa cheated on me with Deja Kelly and Alyssa Nye, plus, many more.
Hold up. Please put that back on the screen. I need to digest what I just read. Put it back on the screen, please. Let's go. Talk to me, Autumn. This is the stuff I live for.
This is messy. So first of all, you have to understand the ins and outs of a lesbian relationship. Lesbian relationships, if you know any sort of lesbian, they are the messiest relationships you will ever see. I have a decent amount of lesbian friends, and all of their relationships give me headaches, okay? One day they will be broken up and say, I hate that girl. Don't even bring her in my face. The next day they will be moving in together, married. I'm not even joking. Okay. So Dejanay Carrington and Alyssa Smith actually played together at Baylor. So Dejanay Carrington actually played at Stanford. She then transferred to Baylor. While she was at Baylor, I think this was after they won a national championship. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was after. But they started dating while they were at Baylor. They're both on the team. They both get to the league in separate years. Dejanay gets drafted in 2021. Nalissa gets drafted in 2022. But they date the whole time, right? They're never on the same team. Nalissa's in Indiana. Dejanay's in Connecticut, right?
Because that year they're
Yep.
not in the same location.
Not in the same, but they still continue to date. They break up around the 2024 season.
Do you know who initiated the breakup?
I think it was Dejanay.
Okay.
I'm almost positive. So they break up, but they're still somewhat cool. During the 2023 season that they broke up. During the 2024 season, Nalissa's playing in Indiana. Dejanay's playing in Connecticut. There's a game in which I think Dejanay fouls hard or either gets fouled hard. The two have an interaction on the court. This brings them back together, and they get back together. Yeah.
Okay.
So then they get back together, and they're together for another 2 years. They were together all last year, so much so that they even played on the same team. They played on the Dallas Wings. They were like, everybody called them Paige's parents. That's how like close they were. But they both end up getting traded. Dejanay ended up having like a season-ending injury to her ankle, so she didn't even get to play the rest of the season. Right. She got traded to Minnesota, and then Nalissa got traded to Las Vegas and the Aces. This is important to the story. She gets traded to the Aces, right? Dejanay supports Nalissa when she goes to Las Vegas, even attends the finals, like WNBA, interviews her, everything. She's happy for Nalissa. Like, she's in photos, everything. Everybody suspects that they broke up because they stopped posting each other over the break, right? Nalissa goes plays for Athletes Unlimited in the offseason, and then Dejanay goes plays for Unrivaled. Athletes Unlimited and Unrivaled aren't really like competing leagues, but they're essentially the same thing.
Right. Both off-season leagues. Yeah. I know TNT had Unrivaled. I forgot who had Athletics, but yeah.
Well, they're both leagues to where both players don't have to go play overseas anymore. So essentially that's what it is.
Gotcha.
So the players don't have to go play overseas, and we don't have a Brittany Griner thing happening.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody's like, whoa, that's weird that they're not posting together and they're not playing in the same league, right? Then Jackie Young comes up. Now, Jackie Young, great player, plays for the Las Vegas Aces. Like, remember how I said the Aces are important to this? So she's Nalissa's former teammate at this point, because Nalissa is no longer playing on Las Vegas. I forgot what team she plays for this season. Dejanay is technically on the Chicago Sky, but Nalissa not
great franchise.
Yep. Terrible franchise. Horrendous. The Browns of the WNBA.
Yes.
So, Dejanay and Jackie Young start being seen together, start posting in the same places. And everybody's like, whoa, what happened? Because Jackie Young was dating Deja Kelly.
Whoa. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So then everybody starts looking at Nalissa and Deja Kelly, and they notice that Nalissa and Deja Kelly are posting the same exact stuff.
Oh, boy.
Restaurants, everything. And everybody's like, oh, my God, this is messy. This is super, super messy, right? It gets messier. So Dejanay and Jackie, essentially, it's been rumored. Like, they are together. Like, nothing was confirmed until this weekend when they popped out together the whole weekend, because Dejanay is very close with the Stub Buds. So the Stub Buds and Dejanay were all on the stream, and Jackie was on the stream with them. So Saturday after the All-Star game.
As in like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Jackie and Dejanay are at the Stub Buds after party for the All-Star game. Guess who walks into the All-Star game party drunk? Nalissa Smith and Deja Kelly. Nalissa Smith is then escorted out of the party because she was intoxicated. It was rumors that by Nalissa herself on a stream, because then Nalissa went on a stream yesterday and essentially said, whether or not I cheated or she cheated, it shouldn't get to this. Girl, you cheated. Okay?
by saying that, you cheated.
Yeah, you cheated. Right?
Right. By saying that, you cheated. Yes.
Again, she just didn't make it better. So then there's video of Nalissa getting escorted out and Deja Kelly being right there with her.
Oh my God.
That's not even the messiest thing. That's not even
This is so good. This is so good.
Because then on top of that,
Get up.
there's a woman by the name of Jaceel. She's on Basketball Wives.
Wait, what is this woman's name? Who is this?
Jaceel.
Okay.
And she was married to Natasha Howard. She pops out with a whole new woman at the All-Star game. That's not Jaceel, her wife.
Oh my goodness.
And introduces them to the Stubbas. Now, Jaceel and Natasha Howard have been together for quite some time, and up until this point, they have been married, I think, for almost 3 years. And up until, I'm going to go to her TikTok to see when the last time she posted her. Up until, I'm going to say April.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So when so then also we're gonna add a couple more things. So post-game interviews, everybody's asking Asia Wilson, talking to Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles is probably gonna be, her and Azzi Fudd are neck and neck for Rookie of the Year. They ask Asia about Kathy. And Asia goes, well, my relationship with Kathy is that the only time I see her is when she's handing me a trophy. When I tell you I love the WNBA so much. Because why would you say that? Like, why would you say that?
That is so disrespectful.
You said your relationship. Ooh, you said
that is so disrespectful. Oh my God. Guys can't say that to each other. Like, we got smack talk with Josh Hart and Donovan Mitchell that I'm gonna talk about in the next hour. Even guys can't say that. Wow.
Yep. But we were going to get to the ultimatum, but we ran out of time. But I do want to say, I want to give a shout out. This week, we will have some Love Island USA stuff happening. They will be going to Watch What Happens Live on Wednesday. So actually, right before we come on air, we'll have a Watch What Happens Live episode. It'll be Trinity and Bryce and Anaya and Carl. Love Island UK officially ended today. I will say this. Love Island USA needed to be a week longer. Love Island UK needed to be a week shorter. And we have an all-time scammer couple that won the show. A man named Lorenzo, who genuinely did not give two shits about being in that house, won, along with his Casa girl, Yulia, who rage baited everyone in that house.
So basically, Huda and Chris, if they were on that show, they would have won.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's exactly the kind of couple they were. And if, like, when I tell you AA, at least Huda and Chris were like affectionate. The entire time the UK has been airing, I've not seen Lorenzo show any sort of affection to this girl, like, at all.
I don't think they'll be posting together on social media.
No
time soon. No time soon.
I give it about a month.
Yeah. So enough to, it doesn't even matter at this point. Congrats. They won the money.
Yeah. And their prize pot is a little bit less than ours. So theirs is 50,000 pounds.
That's right. Oh, the one, we're out of time. The one thing we did not hit on way back when Love Island ended, was there never an option for Bryce and Trinity to split the money? Did they skip over that part? Did they eliminate that?
They took the option for them to split the money away, because they felt as though the audiences didn't respond well to it, and most likely they were going to split the money anyway. So,
and I think, and you said that no one has ever taken all the money.
Yeah, no one has ever in Love Island USA history been like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to take all $100,000 for myself. It has always been everybody split it out, even with the scammers. We've had 2 scammers win. No, technically 3 because Brian was a scammer too. We've had 3 scammers win, and every single one of them has split the money.
Gotcha. How about that?
Tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to give you a preview for tomorrow because I actually already know the topics for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will talk about the ultimatum. The ultimatum is the craziest show on television right now. Okay. I may also introduce you to Married at First Sight because that is also a crazy show. So we're gonna compare what's the crazier show, what's the crazier concept of show. We're also gonna talk about how athletes are making terrible broadcasters, and someone may be participating in insider trading.
You showed me the clip. I'm like, wow, that's something. I wish I would have kept that topic for myself. That is something. That's a great find.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great find.
Just stumbled on my FYP. Shout out to Jeff Pearlman, who doing the Lord's work. He tells such great stories. If you guys want an awesome follow on TikTok and just want to hear anything about sports and about like the behind the scenes of sports that you never get to see, Jeff Pearlman, one of the best sports writers out there, he tells great stories.
I agree. From what I saw, I do agree. Now we got to switch to my studio.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eli's back, so I think he'll do it.
Eli back? Yes, he is.
Like I said, Eli might get the day off tomorrow. I might have to force him to take tomorrow off because this man has slept for 3 hours in the last 72 hours. Autumn, it might be time for us to retire the KC.
No, we will never retire that because
it might be time to retire.
KC is a demonic entity, and I will never not make fun of Empty Door. Okay.
Maybe you know what? Maybe we'll bring it back for the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a month away. That reunion is still a month away.
I forgot to mention that. The reunion will be filmed in 2 parts. It will be filmed August 10th. Morning part will be with a live studio audience. Afternoon part will be just by themselves.
Good stuff. All right, Autumn, say goodnight to I'm sorry, that WNBA story is nuts.
Again, that's just scratching the surface.
I know it is.
Divorces. There have been married people playing on the same team, affairs, babies being born, people fighting for custody of babies didn't want to be born. When I tell you, I could do a whole show on the WNBA and
forget about the games. I want these stories.
The WNBA is the craziest league out there because lesbians are fun, they're hilarious, and they are messy.
Entertaining. All right, Autumn, say goodnight to the fine folks.
Good night, people. I will see you tomorrow night at 11 o'clock.
See you in a bit for Midnight Run.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
All right, everybody, welcome to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. It is great to have you here back at home base. With my lovely studio / whatever setup here. Shout out to Something Good. That they made that. That's me and Eli up there in that in that photo there. Autumn, stop laughing. That's me and Eli there. That's Autumn is still on the bottom of the screen there, laughing her behind off. Shout out to Something Good, the restaurant. They did a great job with it. With that, that's in the background there. What I want to do again. Remember to like and subscribe at InsideEdge.net across all of our social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. We got a website as well, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, and a Roku app, which you need to download and subscribe right now. So search Inside Edge Network, take us on the go. I want to develop this background a little bit. We're going to truly make this really a feel-good studio. Oh, also, this is, you're like, what is this ripped up box? This is my coffee. As you can see, I need to buy more. I pound like 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day. I start the day with W Energy. I use W Energy twice a day. I start with W Energy in the morning to get going because you don't want to crash. You want something even. And then I do W Energy before my workout, where I may or may not get, the dating thing. That's another topic. But, yeah, W Energy, but loads of drinks and stuff all throughout the week. It's fantastic. A lot of great stuff there. But, yeah, I'm going to dress up this studio and stuff. All right, later in the show, I'm going to get into the weekend because not only did we have Moon Bash, which was fantastic. I enjoyed it. Inside Edge Network, we were live and direct from the Brothers Lounge. I do want to give a quick shout out to the Brothers Lounge at the west side of Cleveland Lakewood border, West 117th and Detroit. First off, the service, all the bartenders, everyone on staff, they were fantastic in accommodating us at the network. Obviously, a huge shout out to Eli. I'll bring him on the show a little bit later on to kind of reflect on Moon Bash in particular. What he accomplished in these 2 years. First off, shout out to the entire collective. Everyone. It's too many to name, but obviously Eli Cluche, who we're gonna have on this show at some point because he has some sports stuff I need to talk to him about. Some good stuff I need to jump on. Narrator, some of my favorite people, man. I'm dead serious, man. Some of my favorite people, and and many others. That was truly a special event to work and to be a part of. And the fact that one of my best friends had this idea in his mind and to see it from here to execution is truly special. So, truly special. We're going to talk to Eli a little bit later on about Moon Bash. We'll bring on Eli for other stuff, too, that we're going to get into. But particularly later in the show, I do want to talk to Eli about Moon Bash, whatever energy he has left in his body at this point. I am forcing Eli to take tomorrow off. So I'm like, dude, you need to. We'll take care of stuff, but you need to power down for a day or two, and that's fine. Power down. We'll figure things out here, and stuff. I might do. Wait a minute. I just thought about this. Hold up. If Eli's off tomorrow, and Chad's also off tomorrow, I get to do Tuesday Top 5. Oh, I get to. Woo! Woo! They may not have a show to come back to. It might be canceled after it's done. Oh man, no, we'll talk to Eli a little bit later on. It's great stuff, and then I have something really personal to share with you guys coming up about 20 minutes or so from right now. I do want to begin, of course, there's been a few interesting things reflecting back on LeBron's decision to go to Philadelphia. And a lot of it's really self-reflection. A lot of it is hearsay, hearsay. It's like, well, if Kobe Altman would have traded for Giannis, this could have happened. Or, well, if he would have traded for Jaylen Brown, this could have happened. And I get it. I understand. And I'm the first one to be on the top of the cliff and saying, we need a better basketball team. We need a better basketball team. And I get all that. And I completely understand because I'm the one shouting at the top of my lungs and saying that. But with that being said, I get it. But it's the risk. First off, will we have done a good enough job to get those players in under the circumstances that we were in 2026? And here's what I mean. Let's go back to Giannis. Let's say you straight up, let's say the deal goes down. Straight up, or do whatever dressing up you need to. But the genesis of the deal, Evan Mobley for Giannis. Let's say you went with that. We do recall Giannis was hurt, right? Most of the year. Didn't really, I don't think he played at all in the second half of the season. Didn't play at all. And we're talking about, we got to figure out the window of the Cavaliers. We got to figure out the window. Okay, so let's take away available talent for 2026. I know, I understand the bigger picture. I understand the bigger puzzle, but we got to understand circumstances. We got to understand what is going on in the time period that we're in. Trading for somebody who's not available for a potential of a bigger picture, it's a bit risky, especially considering that at that point in time, Donovan Mitchell did not extend. At least at that point, not yet. He didn't extend until later, right? So that's one thing. And then me personally, I think the odds of trading for Jaylen Brown and having Jaylen Brown come here, I think was a little iffy. I think it was. If you go back again to what LeBron and the Rich Paul team, I will just say the team. I don't know who said in particular. Like there was a clip that floated around. Do you guys remember LeBron, KD, and Steve Nash? They had a round table sit down. They did a little pod. Not a little pod. Obviously, their words matter. And somebody quote tweeted and said, LeBron was trash talking Darius Garland in the clip. LeBron talked for 10 seconds and had nothing to do with trash and Darius Garland. Stop it. Stop it. That's why the internet, we get in trouble with the internet because somebody can easily frame something and that has nothing to do with what happened. But we see the headline and it's like, oh, you got to go with it. No, that's not the case. No. But here lays the problem. Let's say the Cavaliers would have followed through on what Team LeBron allegedly, reportedly wanted them to do, trade Donovan Mitchell instead of Darius Garland. I understand, and Kyle brought up a great point earlier. I think Eli has said it in the past as well. Darius Garland did pick it back up when he was back from injury. True. But again, how reliable is that effing toe? And is Darius Garland a proven body come April and May? That, so far, the answer is no. I hope I will be wrong in that assessment. I hope that changes moving forward because I do love Darius Garland as a ball player. His game is very unique. And I understand why LeBron would want to be teammates with Darius Garland, as long as it's not in the city that Darius Garland currently plays for, Los Angeles. And I understand if potentially LeBron wanted to reunite with Kyrie Irving, as long as it didn't happen in Dallas. Or I understand LeBron being best friends and wanting to be running mates once again with Anthony Davis, as long as it's not with the Wizards, a team that he currently plays for. If you get my drift, all this flashback fantasy basketball, I wish this could have happened, I wish that could have happened, we're forgetting the context that was 2026 of who's available to play day in and day out in 2026 to field a team. And we got to remember, too, because we saw with James Harden, it takes a little bit of time for a team to gel. So if you're bringing in a new piece, a new body, they need to be available and ready to play right then and there. If you're making trades on February 8th, February 14th, February whatever, January, whatever, you're making those trades, they need to be available to play right then and there. I mean, I'll never forget this, and I'll never forget this. Tim Alcorn, radio voice of the Cavaliers, who we're going to look to have on now that the LeBron news has passed. We're going to look to have Tim Alcorn on sometime in the next coming days. Remember, we did the it was the Cavaliers playoff preview show, and he said going into the playoffs that the core four of the Cavaliers, the current core four, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen, had only played together for 7 games. 7 games heading into the playoffs. And again, luckily, I mean, you go to game 7 in round 1 and then game 7 in round 2. I mean, what? They played more playoff games together than regular season games. Imagine if that 7 number was 0 or 1 or 2. 7 is not even a good number, but 7 is better than 0. If that was the situation, there's no Eastern Conference Finals appearance for the Cavaliers. And if you don't have an Eastern Conference Finals appearance, LeBron ain't coming here anyway. So all that was BS. All of it was BS. Bron wasn't coming here regardless. You could have offered Bron lemon pepper wings from Brothers Lounge, which at that point he should have really strongly considered at that point. That's his loss, because those were some of the best wings I ever had in my life. And the pulled pork nachos. Please get the pulled pork nachos when you go to Brothers Lounge. Best nachos ever. That could help. That could have helped. But my point is, no matter what Bron said, it wasn't happening here. It just wasn't happening. You could blame Kobe Altman for a lot of things, and I do. There's a strong chance that Evan Mobley doesn't live up to what he was drafted to be. I get it. And believe me, when I watch Evan Mobley play at times, I do get frustrated that one night he can give you 40. He can deliver on the boards. He could be that dude. He's stretching the floor. Everything's great. And then the next night he disappears. There's nothing. I understand the frustrations with the core four, and I get it. I am not a tier 1 core 4 supporter at all. But I get it. I understand why decisions were made the way that they were made. I get it. And hopefully, I don't know if, hopefully we could get Jonathan Kuminga. Hopefully, he adds to the team. It's obvious that they have to upgrade. But I guess what I'm saying is what people are saying, whether it's fans or other players or supporters of those players, those people are saying, oh, this is how they should have done it. Where were you? Actually, I'm not calling out the fans. This is more of the reporters and players. Where were you on February 9th when the Cavaliers were trying to make it work? Where were you on January 30th when we didn't know when Darius Garland was going to return from his day-to-day foot injury from last year's playoffs. Where were you then? Where were you when other things were taking place? LeBron himself was talking about retirement. And he said, what, the OKC series changed things for him, changed perspective, which is fine. You're allowed to change your mind. I get it. It's your career. Walking away is far from easy. And asking anybody to walk away from anything in their 30s and early 40s is a hard thing to do. Like, just ask Tom Brady. I get it. I completely understand. But to say that you could cater a situation and be fine with it and not understand and realize, oh, how do we get to this point? Like, we're sitting here just assuming the Cavaliers were going to the finals. If these moves were made, it's like you got to get through the regular season first. And then depending on the matchups, how do they stack up against the other teams in the first half of year one? If together you're only playing 1 or 2 games together. So I understand being frustrated. I get it. Believe me, I get it. I was if you want legendary television, go back and watch those Eastern Conference Finals post-game shows. You'll get them because that doesn't go away. It doesn't. In fact, this whole process made me relive some of those inconsistent games. But again, this is where when you're the general manager, you're paid the big bucks. Dan Gilbert has signed off on it, but you're paid the big bucks. Eli brought up an interesting point in the last week about Mike Gansey in Philadelphia, because we're going to find out this year who is pulling the trigger, because technically we don't have a general manager yet here in Cleveland, Mike Gansey. Was Mike Gansey, is he the real brain trust? We're going to find out with Philadelphia. It shouldn't be too hard. They got 2 former finals MVP players. They got Maxey. They got Embiid. All you got to do is trust the process. That's so funny with Philly. So funny with Philadelphia, because for years they were tanking and they were saying trust the process. And what was it, the 2010s? They kept losing every single year. And then all of a sudden, they get a super team. That's like the Cleveland Browns in 2018. You draft Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb and everyone, and you just say, or I'll take it a step further, 2016, where we were 1-15 and then 0-16. And you say trust the process. And then finally in 2037, you land Patrick Mahomes in the final stretch of his career. The Cleveland Browns get a 40-year-old Patrick Mahomes to close out his career. That's basically the Sixers. The trust the process, go winless 20 years prior, be garbage for a lot of times, get some lucky victories in the playoffs, occasionally have injury issues with your star players, and then luck out, build a super team. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, I want to play for Cleveland in 2037. By the way, if any of that happens, please make sure this tape still exists so I can win some money. Please make sure that still exists. Okay. When we come back, I saw something real quick on social media that I had to reflect. I retweeted a game that I didn't realize this. I have not watched highlights of this game in like 20 years. And it really, really puts it into perspective. Oh, this is why we need NIL and college athletes. But also coming up later in the show, I am a wrestling guy, so I will preface this in saying that. But when you watch ESPN, are you comfortable with ESPN personalities thoroughly breaking down WWE programming? Like thoroughly breaking it down. I want to get into that. But up next, something really special happened in my life that I wanted to get into when we come back after the break. So stay tuned. We got more Midnight Run. Myself, AA Anthony Alford. Eli is my producer here tonight. And we got more coming up right after the break.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Awesome show today on Unfiltered, guys. Broke down a really special weekend for Moonbash. It was awesome. And obviously, AA, Jake, close personal friends, had a great chance to fully involve in their faith. Anytime I get a chance to talk about God on this program, you know I like to do that. So it was an awesome time. Also got into the Mario Hezonja signing, Jake Paul, the Browns, all that stuff. You got to watch it. Tomorrow on the program, we're going to get more deep in detail on the shooting that led to the death of the North Royalton City employee. There's a lot more details that have come out. We're going to dive headfirst into that, plus all the latest news, talk, sports, whatever it is in Northeast Ohio. We're going to have it for you right here on Unfiltered, 5 p.m. tomorrow through Tuesday, all along the Inside Edge Network.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
So this is why Eli is elite at what he does. I didn't even tell him to play that promo from Kyle, but it perfectly segued into what we're going to talk about here in just a moment. And typically we don't go overly deep here in this hour. I like to keep it fun and lighthearted and things like that because you want to laugh, right? You know, like this, you know, it's the midnight hour. We're going to have some fun before you go to bed. But this is pretty personal to me. Yes, so this weekend, I think the only time I was home was to sleep, and that was it. Had a great time with Moon Bash on Saturday with our all-day coverage, and then I was back at Moon Bash at the Brothers Lounge, West 117th in Detroit. Sunday night, we did main event. Eli popped in from time to time, still managing, doing split duty, honestly. So we did that. Yesterday morning, myself and our good buddy, one of my other best friends and good buddy of the network, Jake Underwood of AM 1420, The Answer. We both got baptized yesterday, and I typically let's play you're going to see Jake first, and then you'll see me. This Eli, I didn't even tell you what this is. This is Grace 01. You're going to see both here. This is courtesy of Grace Fellowship Church. Take a look.
In all the services, and have all the ones who are following the Lord in baptism able to take that next step. And we always just want to say that baptism is not salvation. We get baptized because we have been saved. We have received Christ as our Savior, and Jesus himself was baptized, and we know he didn't need a Savior. He was the Savior. So he was just giving us the model of what to do. Once someone receives Christ as their Savior, we follow him in baptism, and it is a public profession of our faith that we have received Christ, that we believe that he came to the earth, that he died on the cross, that he was buried, and we're picturing that in baptism, and that he was raised again, and we follow him in that new life of following him. And so we have a couple of guys that are special to me that are being baptized today. This is Jake Underwood, and Jake is Jake, I think, has the record of driving the furthest to our church from Brunswick, sometimes about an hour and a half to come. He comes faithful to this 11:30 service. And Jake was saved in Brunswick as a child in a Baptist church down there, and but has come to our church. And I think somebody here had sent you something about showing the church online or something, and he just believed it was a fit for him. And I'm so glad he works in government, has a lot of influence in different places and on the radio, and has a little entourage over here with him. Young Republicans or something over here with them. I'm not sure who that is there. But glad to have all them. But Jake has come to that spot where he's ready to publicly profess his faith in Christ. And Jake, you've received Christ, and you know the Lord Jesus as Savior. That's true, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Jake, upon your profession of faith and obedience to the commands of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I baptize you, my brother, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. This is Jake's friend, and now my friend, Anthony Alford. Anthony, let me slide you up just a little bit right there. And Anthony, also a media guy, does podcasts for Cleveland sports and different things like that. But Jake was sending him was it YouTube, I guess, YouTube stuff of our services, and he was watching that, got interested in coming, and started coming. And the first weekend in this year, in January, got saved, sitting right over there, and so grateful for that. He's got a cool name he goes by. It's Anthony Alford, or Double A, right? So that's the way we have him right here. So, Anthony, you've received Christ as your Savior, as just as I said, just right over here on that fateful Sunday morning, right? Yeah. All right. Well, upon your profession of faith and obedience to the commands of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I baptize you, my brother, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Man, that was that's special stuff, man. And that's courtesy of Grace Fellowship Church. Me Man, I'll just repeat what I said on my social media posts. And first off, for those who I posted it on my Instagram page, and I'll probably post on Twitter afterwards. But for those who know me personally, thank you guys for your love and support and everything. Seriously, as I said on socials, for 34 years I ran, but ran away from the man upstairs who I should have been running towards. And, over time, it's like, man, you got to stop running. Or, no, don't stop running, but run towards God, run towards the Lord. And I have, and I still have a ton to learn. I don't know anything other than what I've, been taught or anything like that. But it's crazy. Jake, who was the first person you've seen in that video, and again, that's the same Jake you see on Kyle's show, Unfiltered Thursdays at 5:30 every Thursday. He had been bugging me for months. Like, dude, there is a church. It's in Niles, Ohio. I'm like, it's an hour away. I'm like, it's an hour. I'm not going to Niles. In Cleveland, I'm not going to Niles. But he's like, you got to check this out. You got to check it out. So he kept, he was patient. He didn't like force anything at all. He didn't say, oh, you got to do this or else. It was just, hey, buddy, I'm thinking of you. I got something to show you. I'm thinking of you. And finally, because I'm stubborn, it takes me a minute to let go and release and be calm. It takes a minute, but I finally did so. And yeah, the first Sunday, and that was Pastor Roy. He's the lead pastor at Grace Fellowship Church in Niles. Their whole team of pastors, they are all fantastic. They're great. They have been great to me since the day I walked in on that first Sunday in 2020, this year in 2026. And Eli has been with us a good chunk of times as well. So it's just, myself, Kyle Cornell and Jake, we make the trip. It takes work. It does. And I know, yes, we can watch on YouTube, and sometimes gas money or lack thereof of gas money kind of dictates where we're watching the services. But I try to go out of my way to attend every Sunday. And I'm not saying it's just to be a good church person, but for years I ran. But I must say that every person that has ever been a part of my life has positively impacted my story. Every person. Even my worst enemies, which I've lived a blessed life. I don't have that. But every single person that I've ever crossed paths with, whether it's for, a day, a season, or a lifetime, has positively impacted my life. And every person that has been a part of my life or is a part of my life is the reason why I did what I did yesterday. And ultimately it was God, it was Jesus Christ, it was the man upstairs who was like, come on, let's go. Let's do this. And it was funny too, because Pastor Roy had brought this up to myself and Jake last weekend. Kyle had a tennis tournament last Sunday, so he couldn't attend. But he had brought this up, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, I got this going on, I got that going on. We got a plan for Moon Bash, got this, got all this stuff going on. And I wouldn't take any of that away, and I don't. I don't take any of that away because those are things that had to be done. And I'm very happy. I'm very blessed to be busy. I'm very blessed that I am busy with things. But it was a decision that I thought about for months or for years, honestly, but really strongly for months now. And I was thinking to myself, talking to God, I'm like, why now? Like, like all this stuff going on, why is right now the right time to do so? And in my heart, talking with family, talking with, with God, yeah, we had to do this. I wanted to, like, it needed to be done, and I'm so happy. It was crazy, getting like when your head gets out of that tub. I'm not kidding when I say this. It's like I felt like a new man. It felt like I had a new direction. It felt like this is what it is. And what was interesting too was not just what happened with the baptism, but the service itself, because Pastor Michael was preaching, did the sermon on Sunday, and he was like, the more you grow closer in a relationship with the Lord, the more you realize that we got to work even harder. Because before, and that hit me like a bullet, because before I'm like, I'm good. I don't have really much to worry about. I'm good. I can make somebody happy. I can make them happy. I'm fine. No, it's like when you get closer, you want to work even harder to prove your worth each and every single day, each and every single moment. So, that's what it is. That's what it is. So, and there's a few other things. I don't want to lay it on thick with religion or anything like that, but the reason why I like it too, like this, we're just talking about the man upstairs, just talking about God. That's what it is. So again, for 34 years, I ran the other way, and it was time to run the correct way. And I felt really good about that. So, man, good stuff. Amazingly, I knew it in my heart, and I told this to Eli because, of Moonbash. And I'm like, there are moments in time where there are moments, right? In sports, football coaches talk about this all the time. In basketball, every sport, right? A game could be 60 minutes long, but like there are 5 to 6 plays that will decide who wins or loses the game. It's those definitive moments, right? But every other thing that you do is build up to those selective moments. It's you do it now, you deliver, or else. And that's it. And I felt that in my heart that this past weekend was a life-changing weekend for myself, for Jake, for everybody that was there. Again, shout out to Kyle, who's with us every single week. And again, if you're watching this, you're like, whoa, what are we doing? What are we talking about here? It's your timeline. If you, again, I was never baptized before, never. And that's nobody's fault. Nobody's fault. But, life happens. We're busy. Life happens. It's your timeline. It's you and the Lord and your family. That's just what it is, right? But it's your timeline. I just encourage you to have that relationship, because he's there. He is there. But there are moments in time where you get a singular opportunity to make a move. And that one move that you make, that one day, that one moment can change your life forever for the better. And I felt this weekend was a life-changing weekend for myself. I feel that way for Eli, who we'll talk to in a little bit. And talking to all the artists and watching the artists perform at Moonbash this past weekend, like, it was so fun. My favorite part about Moonbash, working this job and doing what we did on Saturday, my favorite part, matter of fact, Eli, I will tell you in person. You can come on the screen here, buddy, whenever you want to here, because I will share with you my favorite part of Moonbash besides the performances and the food and drink. Well, I didn't drink. I was working. my drink was water, but I can promise you they have good drinks. I've had it before. They have great drinks. My favorite part, Eli.
Yeah.
A good chunk, almost every person that came on our set. It was weird. It was like early on, you saw a little nerves from the artist to talk to us, to come and interview with us.
Yeah.
And then we opened the floor, and I want to thank Kyle. I want to thank Chad B. I want to thank your dad, Papa Moon, and Evander Johnson. I heard your words about Evander. He was fantastic as our intern. It was his first day, by the way. He's going to be with us.
Yeah.
But to watch them go from nerves as if they're about to go on a ride at Cedar Point to opening up, telling their story, expressing themselves, and I'm good. These are cool people. I'm ready to make this happen. And none of this happens if you didn't open a platform for Moonbash. That was my favorite part of the entire. Besides the baptism, that was my favorite part of Moonbash.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I got to watch a little bit of it back, the broadcast, and it was so cool to see the interactions between you guys and the network and the music community and so many different artists, and then podcasts also. So that Kyle and Chad were talking to Jordan from Locally Grown, and then of course Billy Plona, the owner of Brothers Lounge, you and Pop Moon talking about it. Just overall so cool. I talked about it on Primetime, and I'm running on, I don't even know, not enough sleep is what I've been saying. I don't know what the exact hour count is, but the best way I can articulate it is just this is what it's about, man. We talk about all the time on this network about community, and that's what I talk about with music, is community and merging everything together, creating an atmosphere where people can be not only in one room, but in 4 different areas in the entire venue all day. It was just very cool. We did it, Moonbash year 2. We're gearing up for year 3. We'll start planning for that here very shortly. And yeah, that's the plan, AA. Just keep on moving forward and building community here in Cleveland and out of state.
For those who don't know, Eli is an artist, but also you don't call yourself a promoter. What do you call yourself?
A community creator, because we create communities over here. I feel like a lot of show promoters do bad business, and I'm trying to change the narrative on that. And there is no backing, like in terms of like some big label or anything like that. It's giving me all the funding. Like this is just off the strength of like what we do, what we've been doing as a collective, and what we do as a network. This is like purely us, like pushing something different. So that, yeah.
So a lot of great stuff. I have so many more questions, but we're limited on time, and you're limited on energy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, double. I took like a nap today, or like I guess I slept in today, and I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to gear up for tomorrow, but I might have to tag out for Primetime. You might have to run the Tuesday top 5. I know. I'm making life so much more difficult. But no, just gonna rest up. But I'm blessed, to everybody that showed up artist wide. We had 45 with everything kind of moving around, a few cancellations. We were at 45 artists. And then if you count the DJs yesterday, we're over 50. Acts went on over the weekend. A weekend of Moonbash. We're running it back next year. Just thank you to everybody. Brothers Lounge, the Inside Edge Network, everybody that did their thing, the artists, the people that rocked out. Just absolutely gracious. I can't believe that this is life sometimes, that like we are able to do these types of cool things. And yeah, that's all I got for you.
It's not work, man. And that was the crazy thing. It was just like, I'll give you a funny thing.
Yeah.
We had the shift for our broadcast. We had the shifts like, okay, this is what time people are going to come on and stuff. And I know, Chad has family stuff he had to take care of, and he made it there. And Kyle was there. Yeah. And me and your dad, we were supposed to take back over at 7:00. And Kyle and Chad was like, we're good. We can take it to the finish line. I'm like, bet. I'm like, I can enjoy the show and stuff. Bet.
No, I love it. Yeah, and it was just so cool. Like I said, seeing all the different kind of collaborations, like, Kyle and Chad getting to talk to, like, some of the artists, and Jordan from Locally Grown, and then you and Papa Moon talking with, again, Billy, the owner of Brothers Lounge, and then King Grimm, talking with him. I believe narrator was on with Chad and Kyle, and just hearing some of the things they had to say, not only, just about themselves, about the community, and just, it helps me understand, like, what it means to other people, too. So I think, getting to hear it back and hearing it from that side, because I did over, if you count after midnight, just until I went to bed, I had about 18,000 steps on Moon Bash Day 1. 18,000 steps, probably. I did not leave Brothers Lounge. I was just looping around. So to get to hear it from the network side, it was very cool. Very cool. So
I got more Moon Bash questions for Eli, but they're going to have to wait till later in the week. But that's okay. Eli, thank you very much. We got to take one more final break. Coming up next, ESPN and WWE. Is it a little bit too much? We'll talk about that. And we're going to debut a quick brand new segment. A segment that we're going to close with every single day here on the show. It's a this or that segment. And I'll explain that. Myself and Eli will participate in that segment on the other side of the break. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Let's start there. Again, it's one of the most personal rivalries in the WWE.
It goes back a generation. They were brothers. They were in the Shield together. There was betrayal. But those scars are so far in the past now. Whenever they've gone at it, you always talk about their fractured past. That's not what this is. This is about the now, and this is about legacy. This is about which man will control the industry currently and shape it for the next few years. It is critical to how they will be remembered when we reflect on their careers. I'm really looking forward to seeing that on Sunday.
That is courtesy of ESPN and WWE. Yes, that was on Get Up this morning. Joe Tessitore announcing the SummerSlam night 1 and night 2 lineup. Now, I have no problem breaking down the lineups, and we will have a full breakdown of everything on the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, myself and Kyle Cordell. You will see that Friday morning at 8 a.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. But I hear from the streets, I hear on threads and Twitter, get that dang wrestling off that ESPN. And like, why are they covering it like a legitimate sport? And like, I'm conflicted. You know what this feels? I'm going to need Eli to help me with this. You know what this makes me feel like? So it's like when we all understand this. We're not talking, you're not the popular kid. You're like, you're in a different group, and like, you have your own thing. You're loved by your group of people, and that's that. All of a sudden, when you're called to the front of the class, it gets a little icky.
Yeah.
It gets a little like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
That's kind of how this feels.
Yeah, and honestly, if they want ESPN and if they have this idea that they want WWE off there, that's okay because they can go back to Peacock. It's a little cheaper for the PLEs, and if we have to do that, I'm not against it. But I don't know, W. It is a little weird because like 10 years ago, you would never even seen this, and wrestling was at a peak. I mean, it ebbs and flows, and it'll peak again. But even a couple years ago, but 2016, like it was starting to pick up again. Like NXT was hot. Like you would have thought our ESPN would have kind of looked into a deal then. So I don't know. It feels odd. And then the whole Danhausen thing, and then the Knicks do win the title, and then it's like, man, like there's just so much going on. I don't know, man. That watching that, like I couldn't help but smile. Like Joe Tess was in like full NCAA, like college football. He's like, it's not about their fractured relationship anymore. Okay.
He was like, oh man, that was like Mel Kiper. He's like, well, right here, you got Trick Williams, Trick Williams right here, he's had a problem with, Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Boy,
Baron Corbin.
He's that dude. And then, look over here. It's Nick Aldis. Boy, man, can you imagine? General manager.
Yeah. He said he doesn't want the job of general manager anymore. He wants the job of putting Gunther in line and understanding that he can't walk over everybody. Like, what are we doing? Okay, I don't know. I mean, if I want my analysis, I listen to the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast on InsideEdge Network.
Hey, you know what, though? I am not hating on Joe Tess. Shout out to Joe Tess because he is...
Kyle's not a fan of him, though. Kyle's not a fan.
He's wrong. Joe Tess is the man, okay? Because I can just sit there and imagine ESPN executives. All right, we have this PLE, this ESPN property for our app.
Yeah.
We got to make sure people buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And subscribe. Joe Tess, we got to sing you out.
Dude, I mean, he can sell dang near anything, like a random Saturday night main event from like, I don't know, Maine. And he could be like, all right, well, this is, we're not going fishing. We got a great wrestling card for you tonight.
Like, we got to really go through the trip. For those who are curious, by the way, there's night 1 of SummerSlam. The main event, I think I can use my mouth. Maybe not. Who knows? But night 1, you see there Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, the Hell in a Cell, Brock, and then you see the other matches. The Saturday's going to be great. There's our Nick Aldis. There he is.
Dude, I love it. I love it, man.
Nick Aldis is my dude. There he is. And then let me go to the next page here. That is night 2. Of course, led by Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. You see there.
Wait, Danhausen's wrestling Dominic Mysterio?
Yes, he is.
Okay, that's the match of the weekend. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, you didn't watch Raw. There's a stipulation.
I read a little bit of the recap, but I must have missed that part of the recap. So
You want to take a guess on what the stipulation is?
I do. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if
So the
Danhausen beats Dominic Mysterio, he has to paint his face like Danhausen. I don't know. I couldn't
Pretty
tell
close.
you.
No, the stipulation is human money and nails on a pole.
Come on.
I'm actually not lying to you.
I know you're not, and that's what surprises me more. It's like that. This is. I mean, I still think it'll be a fun match. There's some interesting ones. I mean, and then what? What do you get down there? Oh, Corbin versus Trick. That'll be cool. Penta versus Gable. That'll be fun. I mean,
and they're really building up Chad Gable. Like really building up Chad Gable. One little nugget real quick. As we come back, you hear us, and Eli's going to bring us back. One little nugget. SiriusXM has a WWE radio. Now, there's a whole thing, a whole topic, but I'll condense it down in 10 seconds. I can listen to live play-by-play of Raw, SmackDown, and the pay-per-views.
That's not
on
bad
SiriusXM.
That's not bad at all.
I'm like, that's a good deal. I was listening while Raw was going on. There was only like a 7-second delay.
That's not bad. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And if you don't have the video up, you'll never know the difference. If you're in the car, driving around, that's.
And honestly, like because I don't have the USA Network, so like SmackDown, that might be the move. Keep up with SmackDown and stuff.
Right.
That's cool. All right. We'll talk more and dive into all that stuff again. Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, Friday, 8 a.m. Myself, Kyle Cordell, here on the Inside Edge Network. Finally, we wrap with a segment. I'm going to try. I think we can do this every day. It's going to be kind of a Survivor thing. I'm going to put two things side by side next to each other. It's this or that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the same sport, same topic, same anything. Like, we'll keep it simple today, but we might switch it up in the future. But we'll keep it simple today. Would you take, I think this should be easy. Would you take right now Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow? This or that?
Yeah, I would take Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Burrow. It makes it interesting because I feel like he's got. I'm very torn on the Bengals this year. There's a lot of weeks I go, over this offseason where I'm like, they are going to be a dumpster fire. I feel like this is the year where they had to switch a head coach out again. Joe Burrow, I don't even think will be a Bengal. And then it's like, then there's part of me where it's like the offense could just be absolutely lights out AA. And then I could just be, looking like an idiot. So, but I just don't think Patrick Mahomes is giving up the crown that easy. I know he had the injury, but he has less injuries than Joe Burrow, has a better offensive line. I feel like they're on some sort of like comeback underdog story. They've always wanted one. Well, now with the Mahomes injury and the Kelsey kind of being rode off, all this stuff, let's make it short. I'll take this, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. I'll take Mahomes. Again, they're both coming off of injuries, but I trust the mind of Patrick Mahomes. Although, again, I picked this matchup because the one quarterback on the AFC who has defeated Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City is that guy. It's that guy, Joe Burrow. So he did. But right now, I would pick Patrick Mahomes. Plus, I trust him more on his legs too.
Yeah.
So if you're starting from scratch, I'm going to pick Mahomes. So there it is, Patrick Mahomes. He moves on till tomorrow. Edition of This or That. Who will he face? You got to tune in tomorrow and find out. And again, remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be just football versus football, quarterback versus quarterback. It could be anything. In fact, this week at some point, bacon wrap honey buns will be one of the featured matchups.
Well, I don't know who the hell is beating that.
Well, could Patrick Mahomes? Now, again, if Mahomes can make it to later in the week, he's going to have to face bacon wrap honey buns.
Blouses. I don't know how he beats that. AA. Bacon
All
wrapped
right,
honey
folks.
bun.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. All right, folks, that will do it for today's show. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and stuff. Again, we typically don't go that heavy, this hour, but that was a really special moment. It's something I'll take. That's my life. So we're going to talk about it. So definitely. But want to thank everybody for tuning in here on Midnight Run. Again, remember, like and subscribe at InsideEdge Net across all of our social media platforms. We are also on Roku, Inside Edge Network on the Roku app. And always remember to check out our schedules, merch store, our lovely sponsors and everything at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. For all of us here, for Eli, for Autumn, who did a great job earlier today, Kyle Cornell, Unfiltered, and our entire team. Double A Anthony out for signing off. We will see you tomorrow night.